these guys weren't from out there from out there past Lexington. So you know what I'm saying,
So you're
and then
saying English is not their first language? Is what you're trying to.
no, they
Yeah,
didn't
gotcha.
talk really good English. But the thing of it was that you know, and then like the truck behind me, it took him like 30 minutes to get there. But then like it wasn't another white driver. It was a Indian dude that looked like he's Mexican. He got tattoos and shit all over his neck and shit. Like so it was wild because like I guess their son or something pulled up or whatever, he was mugging the shit out of Levi. It was stupid. Like
Guys, there's no volume.
It started off like that. I gotta see. It should.
Don't worry about it.
The
We got
input
this.
and everything kicked
Yeah,
in. So.
yeah.
Yep, there it is.
See-
Thank you, Remix.
Yeah,
Welcome to the pregame. We're just hearing some crazy story from Mega. Yo.
So
Yeah.
my crazy thing, you know, like when you see trucks like that, like I'm not really that, or you know, it doesn't bother me. But until you have like one of the front quarter panels, it's just rattling behind you when they're driving down the road, and there's you know, that's when you're like, oh, dude, these guys are not wired right. Like
yeah. Well, the old man was cool.
fender.
The old man was cool, and his wife was real nice. She offered like some kind of pastry, and I told him no because it could be poison. No, I'm just people in Oklahoma are real hospitable. Yeah, but people, yeah, get out. Now it was real hospitable. So I was, people in Oklahoma is like the salt of the earth, right? Except for like when you go into those type of areas when it's just not safe for people of color because it's just because there's still those people out there in these outskirts. But it was, it was a tense moment. But I drove through, the white dude, he mugged me, the son or what nephew, whatever he was, he mugged me. I mugged him back because it was just him.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I whooped this motherfucker's ass. He tried to come up walking with them cowboy boots and shit, But other than that, it was just a weird situation because, like I showed pictures last time when I went through this one place out there in Slaughtersville, and that shit was creepy as hell.
Is that the real name, or you just call it Slaughtersville?
No, it's actual Slaughtersville. No, it's actually one of the places where the Klan was birthed.
Okay. I thought you were saying like
it was
maybe there's a moose there with
Hold
a
on,
cubby hole.
hold on. So the Klan originated in Slaughtersville? Is that?
It's one of the places. Actually, if you look at your history, the Klan was birthed in Oklahoma. Because during the Trail of Tears and all that bullshit, in like the migration of the kind of the real strength of the South and shit, everything moved because Oklahoma was kind of basically looked at as a wasteland. So they thought that if they moved the Indians to Oklahoma because it seemed like there was nothing rich out here, nothing because of the soil, but they didn't know that Oklahoma was full of oil. so they just pushed them out there. And that's what happened with the Trail of Tears and shit like that. And then, the Klan was birthed in Oklahoma. And so it started in different areas from the top, from the north all the way down to the south.
I just want to let everybody know in the chat, we didn't just come up with this conversation. It started with Far Cry 5, all right? And then that whole thing, which we're going to get into in the show.
I have two questions for K Mega. Number one, where is this playground you speak of? Number two, are there any clowns there? Because
fuck
that's some freaky deaky shit.
Yeah. But no, this is out in Oklahoma. This is where I live, and
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. But see, this is the thing that where the misconception is that they think that all of Oklahoma is like that. The outskirts is like this. Like you go out into the rural areas. It's just like if you go to certain areas in Utah, shit like that. Yeah, California.
The outskirts of California are like that. Like it's there's pockets all over the world like that. Like
right. But just because Oklahoma has a lot of rural areas, you have a lot of that element there. But don't get it twisted. Like if you go to Spring Valley, which is an Indian area, you know what I'm saying? They will fuck you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm part Indian, right? And I get out there and you're not pure blood. Well, excuse me. Don't talk to me. What? Like, damn. It's crazy. Like in certain areas, when you start going out to the panhandle, that's when shit gets weird because you got the toothless motherfucker out there that's never seen a black person. You got Amish people out there.
Just because he has a bad dental plan doesn't mean he has never seen anybody of color, man.
No. I've been in a situation where these people don't go anywhere. They stay in those little areas there.
So they can go to a dentist, but they just choose not to.
Yeah, they choose not to,
okay.
and you got
the dentist is scary.
Yeah. So, well, I'm just saying. I mean, they have those pockets there. You know what I'm saying? When you go out towards in the Panhandle, down south in the Panhandle, it's crazy, man. It's wild. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, when people get excluded, they get weird. Even my own dad, he got weird. He was drunk one night, and he was they were talking about his concrete walls he was doing on his house, and we're asking him, was like, why are you doing these concrete walls? You could never change your house if you change your mind about something. He's like, can't shoot through concrete. And I'm like, okay, that's just how you are when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Can't shoot through concrete.
You can't shoot through concrete. So,
well, guys, let me change up the mood a little bit here, man.
Let's change this up, man.
I just want to know,
love my state, born and raised. Okay, baby, you know what I'm saying? But I need to stay in the metropolitan areas, you know what I'm saying? OKC, Tulsa.
What game has captured each one of you guys, like, lately? What game have each one of you guys been playing, like, the most?
Friday the 13th.
Mass Effect drama. I think.
If you had Friday the 13th, you'd have more fun.
No, I wouldn't. No, wait. No, not at all.
You're fired.
I don't do spooky games. I don't do that stuff, man. I don't do spooky games.
Do we even have to ask K Mega what game has really captured his attention recently?
You might as well.
You still on that Injustice 2, man? Is that what it is?
I haven't played Injustice until the Mighty Tekken came, but Injustice and Tekken has been life for me right now.
Are you?
Dude, I thought you were playing Lips.
There you go. Hey, if Lips came along, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if Lips does ever come along, me and Mega still have that. We have that thing going. We have remember?
That. Yes.
Dude, have you seen the Xbox community rock out on Sunday, man?
Yes, I've seen quite a few.
All right.
I just don't comment that often because
do you see what you're up against?
He doesn't like you.
If Lips comes out, man.
There you go. I give a like. What'd you say?
I said.
Say that
I wasn't talking about that. I was just saying you don't like Xbox. See, that's why we don't stop by.
Well, I turn it off when the Xbox was wearing the belly shirt. I'm like, I can't do this, man.
I'm like, I gotta go because I gotta pretend I'm at work now. He's doing terrible on the song.
Oh, it's getting so busy. Oh my goodness, kidding. I got to go.
So busy. Nah, I love the Sunday rock out.
Yeah, it's a great addition.
Well, no, I was just saying that, Mega, because you see what you're up against if that comes out, man, right?
Yeah, no, I have to get some work, man. I have to, get on my P's and Q's. I have to get it popping, man. So, but I can do it. Like, it's just it's no big deal. I can, like I said, the last time that I played, those type of games, I was killing Barracuda. So, shit. That's you know what I'm saying? I like all different types of music, but like if I like a cool ass rock song, like some of that shit be kind of way over the top for me, but like songs like Barracuda, some shit from the Doors, shit like that.
So he's trying to say all the easy stuff to play is what he's into right now.
No, I mean, look, I'll try to rock out on some Metallica, some crazy shit.
I wish they had Metallica in Rock Band, man, but
they did on the old one.
Dude, yeah, but I actually I was looking for it in the store. Not only that, they don't even have any decent Guns N' Roses, like the older Guns N' Roses stuff. They have none of that. So I was a little upset about that. But the library that me and the community are trying to fill out, dude, there is so many songs, man. You got like songs from the 80s, like Weird Science and stuff like they have so many songs. It's unbelievable, man.
And see, the thing about Lips is that they got songs from the 50s all the way to modern, to modern times. Like, I mean, not to something this recent, because it hasn't been a new Lips since 2013, something like that. Maybe, 2013 or 2012. But like, yeah, man, they had everything from like the Supremes all the way to the Love Shack. You know what I'm saying? So
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack.
They even have like that one song Tender, in which like my ex used to make me, because we used to have competitions, like whoever won picked the next song. So she would always fuck me up and have to make me sing that fucking song. You have to let it linger. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on. It's so
the great thing is
Yeah.
You know you're singing that when you're driving through that country.
Yeah,
yeah.
Don, why?
You have to.
The windows
You
rolled
have to.
He brought it back. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Stupid. Anyway, man, let's get on, man. Hey, man, it's the 50th show, man. Congratulations.
50th episode.
Wow.
Congratulations to everybody, man. Like, yo, it feels like, man, it feels like yesterday when we kind of like started the first show. Dude, I don't know if you guys have done this, but I've gone back every once in a while and I've checked out like our first 5 episodes, and we have grown so much in 50 episodes. It's absolutely unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I remember starting and going, "What the hell am I doing with this K Mega guy?" And then I'm like, you know, I don't mind hanging out with this guy at night. We'll go play some games. So it was
a bar or something. Sheesh.
Yeah, man.
Karaoke.
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy because like Don was all this, you know. I thought, who is this nerdy motherfucker? Like, yeah. I'm like, what? And then he said some crazy wild shit. Yeah, I went hang gliding and I was hanging and I, without any restraints. What do you think about that, Meg? I'm like, this is a wild motherfucker. He's the type of dude I like to kick with. Damn. So,
dude, one of my favorite things was when he said he went to a dev company and there was people who were actually messing with him about Kiss the Ring. They were like looking for the ring. Yo, Don, remember you said
they still do that. Like it's pretty funny. I actually use their mocap studio. So
yeah, every time you come, I hope you have a ring now, like to show them, like when you come in.
It's actually in the works. The ring is official. It is in the works. Like no joke, I am like literally modeling it in ZBrush, doing 3D print it. And I'm gonna probably cast it probably in the next month or so.
Oh, freaking awesome, dude! I don't know, guys. It feels like the pregame went really well. Unfortunately, we don't have the golden voice with us today, so it's up to you guys to kind of
You have to be the golden voice.
Yo, to pick up the.
I don't know if I can do this.
To pick up the slack here. All right.
It's not really gonna work out for me, guys.
All right, guys.
That was just a creepy whisper.
I don't know you.
We don't got Newark here either.
No.
He stopped by in the chat and said he's having a rough day. What's up, fam? And he'll see us next week.
Oh, in his feelings.
He better not be dodging me on Xbox Live.
It's okay.
Dealing with that menstruation, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He had to cut off his man bun, but it's okay.
Oh my god.
No, you go cuss me out.
My goodness.
Much love to Food. Too much love to Food.
He is coming for you right now, man. But I don't know. You guys ready to check out the intro?
No. Let's do this.
Oh, the golden voice is in. Yeah. All right, guys.
I'm trying here, guys.
I was like, what the hell's going on? I was about to start turning on some music. This is the type of party I'm talking about. Anyway. All right, man. Let's go.
What's going on, people, and welcome to the 50th episode of the next podcast. Guys, that's right. I said 50 episodes, and I cannot believe it. While I'm here and I have the mic totally, I want to give a huge shout out to the gaming community, the Xbox community, the Twitter gaming community, everybody for supporting us. This has been an absolute crazy ride, and it is just the beginning. I see this podcast growing. I see the panel. You guys have accepted the next podcast panel as your gaming family, and we really, really do appreciate that. We have an awesome show today. We are getting into some Far Cry 5 and some issues, some kind of like social issues that are going on with that game. I'm here to talk about the Xbox UI and when this thing is actually going to stabilize, because I can't wait to get into that. Just a bunch of topics. We got K Mega who's actually going to sell me on Tekken 7. Like, by the time he's done talking about Tekken 7, I told him I want to be like, man, I got to get this game and go to O Snaps. Like, we got to get this digital and stuff. So that is going to be a very interesting topic. But but we can't get into them until we do the intros. And fresh off her special guest appearance on Mooch's Crossfire, I am proud to introduce in the panel, not via phone, with her microphone, the first lady of the next podcast, Oh Snaps!
Hey, everybody. I'm happy to be here this lovely Saturday afternoon. It's been a while since I've been able to join the show, but last week and this week I've gotten lucky and I've been able to hang out. I think I was here last week anyway. But yeah, thanks everybody for showing up in the chat. I do appreciate it. We do have a EA Access 12-month giveaway donated to us to give away to you guys from Tony Almeida. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, enjoy the show, you guys.
Nice. Now, Oh Snaps, did you figure out how we're gonna give this away yet, or is this like an evolving thing?
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna say anything about it right now, but I want everybody to fight.
Round one,
I'm
fight.
just kidding. There's too much violence in the world. Everybody get together and Tekken it out.
Oh, yo, Mega, how you feel? She dropped Tekken right there, man. Are you proud right now?
Oh man, it's a proud moment, man. It's just like having a new child. It feels so good. We got a baby girl named Snaps. Good, Gucci, cool. Tekken is live.
Wow. Well,
Okay.
let me go into the next person here, and since I already called him out, man, coming live from the 405, and he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. My brother, K Mega.
That's for anybody that hates on my motherfucking Tekken.
No.
You get that. Anyway, man, glad to be here, man. 50 episodes, man. I don't think I did 50 anything. 50 setups, 50 anything. I don't know, man. That, you know what I'm saying? Shit, that's a lot. It's been an awesome ride, man, and for us to keep growing, especially individually, you know what I'm saying? Bot's doing his thing with Snaps and the Don, he's doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And Newark, he's become a Facebook sensation. Like, he's all over Facebook and Twitter. And then, like, Fuski's doing his thing, growing, you know what I'm saying? If he makes a video, he would grow a lot further, but you know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? You know what I'm saying? But
They'll got more than Hellhammer.
yeah, true. But just the growth and everything, it's just awesome, man. And I couldn't be more happier to be a part of this group, man. It's
nice,
an honor.
nice, and we definitely, we're happy that you are a part of the family as well, man. I remember, yo, dude, you were the first person I said anything to about this show, and it was like a couple months before time. I remember you didn't even think like we were gonna get this shit started, man. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, well, he was coming up with this dope ass idea, gameplay, all of this, and I'm like,
when's it happening?
Yeah, when's it happening? And I'm like, this is now the time since I was off work because of my knee surgery. So I was like, come on, when we gonna do something? And then he hit me up and said, hey man, we're still doing it, but just we're doing it. And that's when he hit me up with Don, introduced me to Don for the first time, and I was like,
yeah,
okay.
you never been the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because I was the one that gave you the chinchilla. I'm the one that gave you some flavor. So don't forget that. Don't forget that, bro.
Yeah, but I wore it well though, right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I can't wait for the rockumentary about the next podcast, man. It's gonna be amazing. Like, we're gonna have to hit that epic mountain peak, and we're gonna have some type of controversy. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna have to do a comeback, and then we get our rockumentary, man. That's what I'm waiting for. That's gonna be awesome.
That's nice.
All right, well, let me
nice.
introduce that chinchilla wearing fool. You know what time it is. It's time to stand up, show some respect, kiss that ring. The Don.
Hey guys, little known fact about this podcast: I was originally only supposed to be a guest for a couple episodes, and I was out. That plan didn't go how
But we
how it was
hated you
supposed
so
to.
much.
And Bot tried to keep me on as much as possible, and you know what? I don't regret any of those decisions. It's been a great panel. Honestly, I've got to know so many people in the industry directly because of this podcast, and the people on this podcast, and nothing but good things ever since we started this. So.
Dude, I remember talking to you. It was in Halo, man. We had a party in Halo, and we were, we just hit it off as friends, like real quick. And you're like, yeah, maybe I'll be able to come on for a couple. I don't think I'll be able to come every week. I'm like, yeah, okay. Just get you on this one time, and then I will harass you from there on out, man.
Oh, well, we didn't even start. You were starting to harass me. I'm like, nah. And then he just kept me around, and he just like forced me to commit to it. I'm like, all right, it's all good.
Hey, Crap said Don sticks around like a stray dog. Damn. He gets hungry and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep sucking on those Cambodian yak tits out there. That's what happens. You
know what? I'm smoking some buffalo right now, so you're not too far off.
Goodness. I told you I knew it was some kind of beast. Some kind of endangered beast. He's saving nature, man. Give this man his props.
Oh, hell no, dude. That's buffalo out there. Yeah, and I'm not saving it. I'm eating it tonight.
Nice.
All right,
nice.
My bad.
That reminds me, I may step out for a bit. So if I step out and don't answer,
no, you can't. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. All right, we're already strapped for people right here, which is what I was going to get into
I can take over. I can take over the party.
Mega, I have to worry about that. What are you drinking on right now? Do you have a beverage with you? That's.
Yeah, I do. I have beer out, nothing like I had last week, and it's beginning to rain a little bit, but it is nothing like no lightning storm. I don't. You know what? It was so embarrassing because I thought I crashed while the podcast was going on, but we had a blackout because all I know is I woke up like, why is it dark? What's going on? I was gone. And then I left and went out, man. It was crazy.
Crap can tell you, at points in time, the only way to go with a live show is to go drinking. What were you going to say, Oh Snap?
Oh, no, I remember. I wasn't on last week, but I did stop in to talk about Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, you came in.
Because I remember
came in.
You said that he had passed out or something during the show.
Yo, you came in loud and clear. When it came to Friday the 13th, your phone was working outstanding.
I was like, Friday the 13th, Doc, I got to get in on this. I'm calling them.
Awesome. And actually, we're going to talk about Friday the 13th a little bit starting the beginning of the show. But I want to shout out to a couple people, on the panel, a part of the family that is missing right now. Of course, the golden voice, that smooth talker, Fooskis. He wasn't able to make it today. So, shout out to Foos. I hope everything gets straightened out, and I can't wait to get you back on next week. Especially, guys, have you realized that our show next week is right before E3? Yes. Oh, my goodness. We got to do something big for that, man.
Yeah.
A party.
Throw a party. Have live.
Give away thousands of dollars worth of stuff. How about that?
Well, that's when all the leaks hit, so that's probably what we'll end up talking about.
Mm-hmm. That's just awesome. I got a couple ideas. I'm going to talk to you guys, after the show and everything. But, wow, we get to be on live right before E3. I feel that's really freaking awesome. Thank you to Microsoft for moving their conference to Sunday. That's all I gotta say about that.
I'm a little disappointed about that, but it might benefit me. So
it's gonna benefit
I'll be
everybody.
Traveling.
No, you'll be working, won't you? You'll be working.
Yeah, it's my travel day, so I don't know how that's gonna work out.
No, that sucks. But you know what? It helps out BGST because Sunday night is BGST night, so that's going hand in hand. That's going to be really
that's going to be crazy, man.
Yeah, who would have thought last year about that? You know what I'm saying? We would be a part of BGST, man, and doing this shit with them live. That's going to be amazing, man. So, and then of course everything else that you're doing with Crossfire. I have GRG. Don is out there flying on an eagle. We just doing everything else. Snaps is over here selling cookies with weed in it. You know what I'm saying? We are all living the dream right now.
I didn't say it.
He had this picture of like a bunch of eagles underneath me and this like giant golden rope, and I'm just like surfing.
Wow. Yo, we need a graphic for that. Yo, graphic god, please. Yo, make that t-shirt for the Don. But I do want to shout out also our boy Newark NJ, the self-proclaimed king of Halo 5 Breakout, the wizard of the UWP. He's having some issues today as well. Dude, kick back, relax, man, and I hope you get everything straightened out. I hope you feel better. But the show does go on, and we have more than enough personality to get through these topics tonight. What do you guys think?
Yes, indeed. Oh,
We got
before we
some
started,
giveaways.
I got to give a big props to
Intermedia.
Xbox. Well, intro media game. I was going to do that at the end, but no. To Tom, Xbox Pope for that intro for the Ready or
Oh
Not.
my goodness!
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was fire.
That definitely
absolute
was.
fire.
That was amazing.
That was great.
Yeah, it's one thing. I'm a Lauryn Hill fan, so when I heard what he did with the song, whatever, I was hyped already, man. Like I was like, dude, let's go.
Yeah.
We're doing it live, man, right now.
We're doing it live. I'm glad that's passing around, man. You know what I'm saying? When I had somebody come out to me out of the blue and say, and hit me up on the there was a topic or whatever or something, and they hit me up out of the blue on a chat, and they just said, send that shit to Hades. I died laughing. Like, it really is that moving around? Oh, come on, man. I need to get a show.
Dude, you have inspired the podcast guru, Crap Gamer, and he goes doing it live like all the time now, man. So
yeah, Z says it. Z was saying it all on the stream today. It was just crazy. So I don't know, man. Thank you, Bill O'Reilly. Thank you, Bill O'Reilly.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into the first topic, and it is a game that I see a lot of people in the community playing right now. Of course, with having Mixer integrated into Xbox, a lot of people are streaming this game, and that is Friday the 13th. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, the launch of this game was an absolute fucking disaster. All right, servers, game glitches, like then come to find out the Xbox version of the game was different than the PlayStation's version and stuff like that at launch. Just a absolute horrendous launch, but yet people still playing it. Of course you had the backers who put their money in to actually get the game done. So it was basically a pre-order on them, so they were able to get the game at launch. The patch came out within, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, the patch for the Xbox. And I wanna talk to people who have played it. So I am gonna go to O-Snaps first. O-Snaps, with this patch, has this patch fixed anything when it comes to this game? Is there anything different when it comes to Friday the 13th?
I mean, obviously, it's gonna fix some things. It fixed that really fucked up face that Chad has.
That was the best glitch, though.
It really was. Like, we laughed about it so much, it just stopped being funny at some point, but it's still funny, Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's funny, just not as funny, okay? But they fixed that, and they made the game look better, but we still got kicked out of the game. I haven't gotten locked out anymore. So that's a plus. I'm able to play games, but when we all get to the end of a game and then we get kicked back to the main screen or the game closes out, it's really friggin' frustrating. But they definitely made it look better.
Yeah, the graphics definitely do look better. I wish they kept that goofy face from Chad, especially.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Especially in Packanack when he's on the porch. But
yeah,
I
mean, the game is running. It's just you're still getting kicked, and it's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about it anymore.
So you guys are getting kicked in the middle of the match? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, middle. We actually made it to the end of a match yesterday. We were about to get our points, and then we got kicked back to the main screen. I was like, son of a bitch. But you know what I've noticed? Like, I thought it was the game itself. It keeps closing out. But a lot of my games and apps have been closing out on Xbox in general. And that's really getting on my nerves, too. So initially, I thought that was just the game itself. And it turns out that it's not the game.
Well, yeah, at least in part. We have, like, issues with the UI, and we're definitely going to talk about that as well. But, Snaps, like, because I know you have definitely backed this game from the beginning. You are one of those group of people that if it wasn't for you guys putting down the money, this game would not exist. Are you happy with the progress, at least with this first patch?
I mean, I don't want to sound like an ungrateful asshole, but I'm not necessarily happy because I could care less about how the game looks. I want it to run. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. I mean, you can have the prettiest game in the world. If you can't play it, then it just becomes a movie, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun when you do get to play. We had a blast last night, and every other time that we've played, it's just when you can't play or you end up getting kicked and you don't get to collect your points. That's really aggravating.
Yeah, we have definitely developed a group of people to play Friday the 13th. It is a lot of fun when Lars jumps in or Lucifer, and
Lucifer remix is an amazing psycho. I'm
I
just gonna
don't
put
trust
that out
remix
there.
in that game though. I don't.
Him was it not him. It was fucking either Lucifer or Killer Scorpion that fucking
Killer
ran me over yesterday. I've not let that
Killer
go.
Scorpion ran you over.
I think they're both guilty. I think they plotted against me. It was hilarious though.
All right, well let me move on to K Mega because I know K Mega gave this game until Tuesday, and I believe the patch came out yesterday. Yo, Mega, did you hold on to this game? Have you tried to get into this game, or did you get your refund, man?
Did I hold on to the game?
Oh shoot!
I gave it till Tuesday. I was so infuriated because I'm looking at people playing the game. I'm trying to play the game, and even when I finally got, invited to 2 party matches or not party, private matches, it still wouldn't work for me. I was like, this ain't gonna work. And so that Tuesday, I let it go. I had to. I had no choice. It's not like that I wouldn't get the game later on down the line. But it has to be completely 100%. There's no reason in hell. Like now, this is the difference between, to me, $20 or to $40. You know what I'm saying? Or even $30. I would kind of give it the benefit of the doubt for $30. But when you pay 40, that's close to the 60 mark. That means that this game is going to be ready to go from the get. That's unacceptable to me. So I had to give it up, man. I had to.
Nice.
That's understandable.
I was gonna say I definitely agree with the price point. And it's something I've kind of been hinting at around the house because in this house we're a house filled with gamers. All right, the 9-year-old twins, 13-year-old, 11-year-old, of course me, Snaps. We're all gamers and we all have opinions. And one of the things I was saying is I know they're a small development team, but that $40 price tag and then $60 when the physical copy comes out, I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't think that's fair right now. I just that is the sour taste in my mouth with all these glitches and the server issues and getting kicked out. I finally got what I called my sock puppet Jason, which is the Jason with kind of like the potato sack over his head. And this Jason is an absolute monster. Like, he can run. He's got crazy executions with a pickaxe. I was going in on the counselors, and I had like maybe 2 counselors left, and I got kicked out, man. And it is so frustrating. Like, when you're in there and you're doing what you could do, and like you're having like the best game that you have had in there, and then all of a sudden it's like you go back to the menu and you don't get any of your points or anything like that. That is one of the most frustrating things to me, man.
Yeah, no, this is definitely frustrating. I wish that they did it because you know how much I have a lot of love and admiration for Adam Sessler, and I know it's not just on him, but it's on. But you're asking people like Snaps and others to support the game. I would actually think, and I'm going to ask you this, Snaps. Would it have been better for them just to wait and delay the game to make sure that all the kinks was worked out before that they sent it out?
Absolutely. I feel like that they should have waited. They probably knew better. And a lot of people say that this game should have been in preview. But first things first, these people were playing this in testing and stuff like that. They knew that there was stuff wrong with it. They didn't maybe know the extent of it. But if they didn't put it out for people to beta test or anything like that, they could have kind of cut all the shit that we went through by putting it out there for a beta. Definitely would have been a game I wouldn't mind waiting another couple months for. I probably would have bitched and complained, and that's that at the end of the day. But instead of dealing with all this, and I guess this is a good learning lesson for us as gamers, to not be so I don't know, so aggravating towards the developers when they're delaying games and taking too long, because I think that it's probably the best bet going forward, and they have reasons why they do these things.
Snap, it's a great point with the beta because they could have tested everything like you said. I don't know. With that being said, because what they're giving us right now is 3 multiplayer maps, and let's face it, there's only a certain number of characters, right? Do you think that they might have been a little kind of like cautious and not doing the beta because, in all actuality, there's not that much content right now in this game? Do you think that could have been the reason why?
Oh, they could have did time beta, let people play for like an hour here and there. And if they group everybody up and they get them on the servers at once and the servers crash, they can figure it out from there,
That's a good point.
And I can see what you're saying about not much content. They didn't want to kind of ruin it or whatever. But guess what? They just screwed themselves. And I'm sure a lot of people are getting refunds and things like that. So, I mean, they kind of put a dent in their name by doing this. But at the same time, I can see with the game being lacking content that, they didn't want to do that, but they should have delayed it.
Right.
Go ahead, Mega.
I was just going to say, this goes into the realm of how dangerous it is to start asking for donations for these type of games. This is the exactly same problem that a lot of people have had with the PC when there's been developers that come out there and ask for all this Kickstarters and things of that nature. And look at what happened. Well, hell, just look at what happened with the PlayStation with, having the gentleman come up there and ask for money for Shenmue, a Kickstarter for Shenmue, and nobody hasn't heard anything
no,
from that.
I saw an article where they introduced a new character, but they're not going to be at E3. So,
see, and that right there is the type of problems that the PC, the PC gamers have had for such a long time, and now it's trying to bleed over into gaming. And it's fine to have these type of games come. It looks so fun to play. Forget about how stiff it is, things, graphically, whatever. They could fix those things and patch them later on. But you cannot have a game come out at launch and not have the basics. That's unacceptable. And that's unacceptable. I mean, if anything, the people that's spent the money on it should get catered the best, and the people that pick the game up later should go through it. Yeah,
the backers should have at least been able to play it and test it, and then they picked other people, YouTubers, more well-known people that have lots of subscribers to play the game. That's kind of screwed up. That's really screwed up. That pisses me off as a backer, and I know it pissed a lot of other backers off because, you should maybe we didn't donate like hundreds of thousands of dollars or maybe, even like $1,200. They have different, reward levels. But still, if I pre-ordered your game and I backed your game, I at least feel like I deserve a little bit more than someone who's picking it up on day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I feel like it's just common courtesy, but I guess, what do I know? I'm just a gamer.
And oh, snaps, that would have been absolutely perfect because it would have ironed out any of the issues if they let the backers test this game before it came out. Because like I said this on Crossfire, I kind of looked over your shoulder and looked at the Discord, and man, some of those backers can go in on the devs. And I know you did as well after the launch for,
Oh, yeah. I was so angry, and then I apologized afterwards, and I'm sorry, I'm just really fucking pissed because I can't play the game, and I don't want to be a dickhead and stuff, but sometimes you just have to be like, for me to get frustrated to the point where like I just shed a tear because I was pissed off because I wanted to play a fucking game, guys, a game I fucking cried over because I was so mad. I took the day off, streamed the game, repeating myself for the 300,000th time, and I will keep repeating myself. I was so disappointed. Entirely disappointed.
Let me just ask you this question, guys. Okay. Don't you guys work hard for your money?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
absolutely.
And don't you guys, don't you want to be satisfied with the product that you spend your hard-earned dollars on?
You're damn right.
So there's no need to say you're sorry. Fuck that. Look, I guarantee you, when one of those goddamn devs go and they want to get some milk and they grab it out the motherfucking rack and then it's sour, I guarantee you they're cussing and bitching and saying, "Look, I pay my hard-earned dollars that I stole from these fool-ass gamers because my milk is sour. I want proper motherfucking tasting vitamin D milk." So this is the thing that I think, gamers need to realize. Look, I know there's a lot of fickle, unrealistic gamers out there that want certain things and it's just not realistic. But when it comes to the fundamentals, take your time, do your due diligence. Yeah, make if you want the gamer to help you succeed and grow, you can't burn bridges off of your first time trying to do
game,
it.
like
First game, you can't do it. You just can't do it. Look, like I said, I have a lot of admiration and respect for Adam Sessler and for what he's doing and achieving for this game because it's very original. But the fact, this is a very original game. I haven't seen any type of game using Friday the 13th, and I know they had to spend a lot of money for the rights and all of that. I get that. But all you had to do was say, look, we have two options. We can let the people that's put money into the game, let them be aware that this game is not ready. What do they think? And you guys would have gave them what the information that y'all think that was right, or they would have just came out and said, look, guys, it's not ready. We're sorry. We're just going to hold off.
That's what they should have done. And Xbox, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Lethal Papa says in the chat, I really don't see Mel crying. I do cry. Usually it's out of anger or frustration, and I'm probably holding a knife. I just want to put that out.
Very sad movies. Very sad movies.
I said that on GRG, man. When I said, shout out to Bot and to saying that's and old Snaps is out there holding a knife up to Bot on Crossfire. Saying I knew it. I knew it had to be some kind of blaze, sharp instrument that she used.
You're damn right.
Yeah, she has a very uncommon love for sharp objects like that, and I don't know. Sometimes I am concerned for my life, but I have
bleeds and fire.
I have made it so far. You know what I'm saying? Over 5 years, and she hasn't actually succeeded in killing me yet. So I take that as an accomplishment, and
that's because I haven't tried.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a little animal and you like to trip them every now and then, step on them here and there. Call PETA, everybody up in arms. I don't have an animal, so I don't really do that. But it's like, just like teasing you, and I like to watch you get hurt, but not bags. I don't want you to make a mess, kind of thing.
She don't understand how durable my skin is. But anyway, let's
I've learned.
Let's get kind of like an opinion from a developer. Let's get the Don in here.
The Don might have stepped away.
I'm back.
You're back? Cool.
I'm done doing buffalo. My buffalo meat was burning.
I was like, you're going to Buffalo?
Yo, Don, I love having you on the show. I love having the perspective of somebody who's actually, in the industry trying, build his own game, all that good stuff. With what happened with the launch of Friday the 13th, and we're talking about the new patch that's come out, and it's still glitchy as hell. It's still kicking people, back to the main menu. It is better. It's better, but it's just not there yet. What are your thoughts and opinions on this game, the launch, and then how long do you think it would be before they actually get this game functioning properly?
It might be too late when they do, right? The interest may die down when that time comes. That's my concern. It seems like when the game is working, people like what it is, enjoy the premise of what the game is. So on executing the idea, they did really, really well. But executing on it, functionality and reliability, and the expectation of the customer, that they really have failed at that. And I've always took a stance pretty early on when I became public on Next is you have to put the customer first. And this is true of any business, right? And I think sometimes gaming forgets that. And
sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And if you don't put the customer first, the customer is only going to be forgiving for so long. And then they'll burn you at the stake, right? And they're burning the candle at both ends, and I just don't really think there's much excuse for what they did, because there's so many solutions they could have done to even prevent the earlier issues they had. But they made some bad business choices, and there's always going to be something more to it than we'll ever know. But I just don't think they've done right to their customers, and that's a shame. That really is, because that frustrates me, right? Because when you have situations like this where games or people are stoked on, will the next customer give me a chance because they've been burnt on someone else, give them too much of a chance, and you pass it on. Like, that patience of the gamer, it's not good for indies when this sort of stuff does, or when you also have like backers and things like that. I mean, I can get there's so many ways I can get funding right now for my own personal project. But when you start actually taking money, it doesn't matter if it's from a publisher or done independently by anybody else. It just you now have a financial responsibility, right, to deliver on your promises, and they haven't done that, and that sucks. It really it sucks for the industry, sucks for them, sucks for the people to purchase the game.
Don,
There's
don't you
no
dare try to crowdfund a Nightmare on Elm Street game, because I don't think the gaming community is
Do
gonna
it.
accept it. Unfortunately,
no. I don't do spooky games.
dude, I need a new Nightmare on Elm Street game.
I love spooky. Just not creepy murder type shit. Like, what is that game? Xbox? Not Outlast, anything like that. Those are gross.
Yeah.
No, there isn't a Evil Within. That one was horrible.
Oh, that's just that was over the top gore. But like I don't know with Outlast. I can see connections between Friday the 13th and Outlast though. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of visuals. Because a lot of the Jason executions are absolutely monstrous and stuff like that. So I don't think Friday the 13th is too much a leap, like between Outlast or whatnot. But the Evil Within, I'm not even into that game, That's just me personally.
Anything like that is like too much. That's like some like borderline fetish bullshit. If someone that's in my opinion. I'm just saying that's some dirty shit. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
And anybody who plays it, I feel bad for you.
Well, that's the point of that stuff, right? Is the mess of your head, and people like that psychological aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
But believe it or not, even like it's not out yet, but Hellblade has a lot of psychological thriller to the game.
Yeah, that looks
as well.
crazy.
Yeah, it's basically you play a character that's going mentally insane.
Whoa!
Throughout the whole game. Yeah, so
it looks dope though.
All right, well, That pretty much being said for Friday the 13th, I know a lot of podcasts have definitely covered Friday the 13th this past week, and unfortunately, guys, gaming community, everybody checking out the podcast right now, guys, this isn't the last of it because there's still a single player that's going on down the line, and when the single player comes out, that's when the physical copy of the game is going to come out, and it's going to be a full retail game, $60 plus tax. So I don't think this is the last you're going to hear about negative news when it comes to Friday the 13th. But I will say that, going into the game with Oh Snaps, with Sir Tommy Guns, with Remix, with Dark Optimus, just like the group of people that we know, that we talk to and we play games with, it is a lot of fun to go in there. And it's great when the game actually goes all the way through and you're able to get your points and stuff at the end. But there is just so many things wrong with it right now that it does definitely frustrate me. But guys, we definitely got to move on down the line, and
yeah, because I have something to say.
What's up?
All right, so we're gonna start with a giveaway.
For me?
No, not
Damn
for
it.
you. Cut that shit. All right,
Scott wants to give away his virginity.
yeah, well, he can keep trying.
Oh, my son would like to say hi.
He's turning red right now.
Oh, great, your son's in the chat. I'm sorry.
I'm playing.
All right, so for the first giveaway, because Black Tiger donated Call of Duty Ghost Code for us, so to give away, so that's really awesome of him, and we thank you. I already did a $5 gift card for Xbox. I don't know who got that, so cool, whoever did. Thanks. Glad you enjoy it, hopefully. So for this giveaway, it's going to be for the 12 months of EA access. Woo. And because I was on Crossfire yesterday and Mooch is the bomb, if the first person who can tell me what number episode Mooch took over on gets the 12 months of EA access. It's called Next Podcast Episode Blank Mooch's Takeover. Go.
And you want them to put that in the chat?
Yep, you got to write it in the chat.
All right, guys, you heard that the number of the episode where Mooch did the next podcast takeover. If you know the number of that episode, put it in the chat. And I believe the first one to get the answer correct gets 12 months of EA access, which is actually the perfect time, with Battlefront, Madden, all these EA titles that are coming out from now through the end of the year. You'll be able to play them early. If you want to buy them, you'll be able to get a discount. And DLC, everything like that. EA Access is a really, really cool service, and it is well worth it.
Frederick Ortiz got the $5. That's awesome. Drop D Unchained. You got it, sir. Episode 12. DM me on Twitter, and I will send you the 12 months of EA Access a little bit later on after the show.
Congratulations, Drop D!
Congratulations.
I was
Congratulations.
about to say, Mooch doesn't even know the answer to that question.
Super fast.
That I gotta say, Snaps, that was an awesome way to do it. That was a great question, by the way.
Yeah, guys, if you can hit that like button and share the show out, invite your friends, tell them to come win some stuff because we have Call of Duty Ghosts coming up and probably a couple more Xbox $5 gift cards. I do $5 because I feel like that's enough to buy an indie game. So we'll probably have a couple more of those coming up. So yeah, share the show out, send some people our way, tell them to come play. And I'll probably just throw some codes in the chat instead of doing the trivia. But for the Call of Duty Ghosts coming up a little bit later, it'll be another trivia question. So go check out the next podcast.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, let's get into something that's a little more controversial. And I don't know if you guys saw, but the next iteration of Far Cry was revealed. And it takes place in Montana and has to deal with basically Christian extremists, a group of Christian extremists in Montana. I do have to say, from the character models, predominantly white, it looks like a really cool game, and I think it's bringing something to the surface that does go on in this country, and people should really kind of recognize more. But here we go.
We are going
Silent Hill right now. Yo, the paint on the walls they're chipping and floating away.
You guys have like a bomb alarm? Is it like a nuke coming? What's going on there?
No, there's a nuke coming. Didn't you know?
I don't know. Yo,
and last night on my stream, if you guys checked out my stream, there was a freaking really long siren.
Yeah, she opened the door and everything so everybody could hear it.
I was like, snap! Everybody needs to deal with it.
Should I tell them the truth about that? What that really is, or should I let people wonder? Okay, we'll let you guys wonder. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat though to see how many people really want. I'll see in the chat if people really want to know what that siren is, because I do know.
I'll be right back.
All right, no doubt.
Because that shit is like that's
Silent Hill right there, man.
When you said Silent Hill, I was like, oh shit, yeah. What was his name? Hammerhead? What was that dude's name, man? Pyramid Head, yeah.
That dude's no joke, man.
What he did to that chick in that movie. In the game too. In the game he's
worse,
wild.
Man.
So, yeah.
The game, that dude is worse. But anyway, like I said, let's get into the more controversial subject, which is Far Cry 5. This burned people so much in terms of like the actual story of this game and the characters that revolve around it, that somebody put up a fake petition. And the funny thing was, people were signing and commenting it, but they didn't realize it was a fake thing. And a lot of really, really stupid comments came out of that. When it came to the villains, like you had somebody saying, well, they need to change up the characters. They're all predominantly white. They should make them Muslim. And I'm like, really? I can't believe, I don't know. It was kind of shocking to see the reaction to this. I don't know. Yo, Don, have you seen the reveal to Far Cry 5?
Yeah, I've seen the reveal. I've seen the controversial picture. That's actually what started, was the cover art, right? And then they showed the gameplay, and then it set off more people. EA's got this habit of
it's Ubisoft,
basically taking concepts, right?
Uh-huh.
And just pushing certain people's buttons, right? With Bolivia, they had that issue with their previous game, right? And they have this game, but the reality is they want their games to be grounded in something, right? And they take it over the top for entertainment purposes. And I think a lot of times you just kind of have to look at entertainment as entertainment, and if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. We live in a free society where people can make entertainment like that. So
All right, so I don't know. After seeing the reveal and everything, what do you think, Don? Is this a game that like you would be interested in? Do you think the story looks interesting? How do you feel about where they're going with Far Cry for this title?
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Far Cry. According to good old Brian Baker, I don't play games. So, but no, that's Blades. But I've given him a hard time. He's given us a hard time. But I just don't. I never really like Far Cry. It really is too open world of a game for me personally. But I like the fact that they're not staying in the same place every time. They're kind of reinventing themselves each area, and keeps it fresh. But you kind of know what to expect via gameplay. Just the story and the settings really different.
I when I saw this reveal, it made me so much happier than when I saw Far Cry Primal, because to me, the Far Cry series deals with very interesting characters that have very like complicated personalities and stuff like that. And when they came out with Primal, I didn't see that. I thought that the kind of like the soul of the Far Cry series was not in Far Cry Primal. And I know people out there did like Primal, and I'm not saying you shouldn't like the game. I just thought, to me, it wasn't a Far Cry game, and I like where they're going with this. Yo, Mega, what did you think about the reveal? And dude, what do you think about the reaction from a bunch of people in the gaming community, man?
Well, as usual, when people like to open their mouth and say stupid stuff, there's only one thing that I can say about that.
Send that shit to Hades.
Man, look, if people get all up and get their panties in a wad because of real, actual facts, there is a all right, there is a Christian, there's these people that, and they're mostly in the all right, to where they feel that Christianity is on assault.
Christian extremists. Let's just be real about that, man.
Yes, but I'm just being realistic on all fronts. Look, I mean, I live in the reddest state in the country. The reddest state in the country. Barack Obama didn't win one freaking district in one county in Oklahoma. So I know this firsthand, and it's not because, you know what I'm saying, look, I don't care if you're conservative or Democrat, whatever. I don't give a damn. But the fact of it is that, look, these are fictional characters, but it's portraying actual facts, and you can't be jelly over that. You cannot look at this. It's just no different if somebody was showing something from, being sensitive about what was that game that had Al Qaeda in it, Medal of Honor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't be offended by that. You know what I'm saying? There's jihadi motherfuckers out there that want to kill people. You know what I'm saying? There are Muslim extremists. There's Christian extremists. There's all types of extremists out there. And so I like the portrayal. I think it's fine. I think a lot of people got pissed off of it because I think in one of the comments there was somebody says, "You're trying to make fun of Duck Dynasty." What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Really? Dude,
are you serious? Where they caught their feels right there. Duck Dynasty.
Yeah. Duck Dynasty. What is that? I forgot all about that shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just it's buffoonery at its best. Look, if you do, it's like Don said, if you don't like the game, don't like it. Who gives a damn? Don't purchase it. As for me, I find this to be enjoyable. I think this is a cool, hard-nosed type of game to where I could just sink my teeth into. Not because of, I'm shooting crazy Republicans. And that's not what it is, because I don't even know if they're Republicans. But you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Christian man too, and I understand it because I've listened to people say these type of things, afraid of Sharia law or mixing of the races, all types of crazy things. So I know it's out there. I know it's real. So for them to do that, I like that. I want more games to take those chances. That's why I'm so adamant about save lock. That's why I'm so adamant about the things that I am. Look, you know what I'm saying? Bring more more drama to gaming, more shock and awe. I love it. That's what we need, people to have these type of conversations.
I just say the only religion in my life is amen and praise God that E3 is just around the corner.
My goodness. Who let the back door open? Yo, what is going on?
What's up, Noof?
The back door's always open with Noof. You know what
that back door.
Oh, snap.
Yo,
scared the shit out of me. I said, God damn it, it's one of them. Get out of here.
It's how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me jump in here. It's not very often I get to jump over with these classy bastards, but yeah, it's a good time. It's going to be good. You know, the only thing I'm going to jump in and say, K Mega, is why should the video game industry be held to a different standard than the movie industry? You know, because movies get away with tons of crap that we haven't even seen in video games, and I don't understand why there's a set standard. And I think the stigma around video games, the fact that it is a game, the fact that it, you know, like your mom and your dad and your grandparents still associated with every game as a Nintendo, you know, and they think that everything's just a little 2D pixel graphic bopping around on the screen. Like, you know, the video game medium has come a long way in the last, 20 years in particular. It has come so far. It's so realistic now. The stories, the actual music, they invest a lot of money back into it. And again, like you said, if you don't like the premise of a game or you think it's not for you, just don't buy it. I mean, they put ratings on the box for a reason, and people just gotta, just grow some balls these days, man. I'm just tired of people getting offended.
We're a sensitive nation, okay, Noof?
Jesus.
We're a sensitive nation.
Well, Noof basically chimed on something important. They put it up front. It's not just in the rating, it's in the cover. You can look at that cover and kind of get an idea where that's going, right? And if that's the type of thing that, you don't find entertaining or you find offensive, right off the bat, you didn't spend $60 on something that you're not going to enjoy, or it's going to trigger you in such a way, right? So at least they put it like right in front of your face and say, this is what this game is about, and you can make a choice.
In my idea of Far Cry, I think this is the epitome of that series, though. They always touch on things. I know, was it Far Cry 3 dealt with kind of like islanders and kind of like taking mainlanders hostage and stuff like that. They deal with events that are going on around the world that might not be talked about as much in the media. And I am actually glad, because I thought they like I said, I kind of thought that they lost their soul with Primal a little bit. I don't know. Snaps, what do you think about the whole Far Cry 5 situation, and how do you feel about the reaction? I know we talked about this on Coffee Casuals and Consoles, and we really got into it. So maybe you could tell the next podcast audience how you feel.
You got it. I think the first person that can type in the chat, what episode was Crab Gamers Takeover? Type in the number and you've got yourself Call of Duty Ghosts for Xbox One. That's what I think about that.
That was awesome.
But
that
honestly,
was an awesome takeover, by the way. There were starbursts in the overlay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was a really cool overlay. The first person who can tell me what episode was Crab Gamers Takeover. And then we this isn't for panel members. It's not panel members. Don't try confusing people. But yeah, no, I think honestly that whole petition was just basically something to hype the game up and really grab people's attention, to kind of put, because how they say negative attention is still attention. Whether it's good or bad, and people kind of feed into the negativity like everywhere these days, So I feel like at that aspect, it's kind of just like it's just a plot. I'm trying to watch the chat too.
So basically what you're saying, it could have been staged by Ubisoft. I want to hit the Canadian mooch over here. Mr. Noof, what do you think about that theory that this could have been
It was Frederick Ortiz, by the way. He was the first one to say 24. So congrats to Frederick Ortiz. It was episode 24. I'm just confirming. Yeah, he's the first one to get 24, not number two.
Hey man, I'm just saying, damn.
Frederick, if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter at girlscangame22 and DM me so I can send you that Call of Duty Ghost code a little bit later on after the show.
Nice.
Congrats. And thank you, big time, because our nephew, Black Tiger, donated quite a few codes for the 50th episode giveaways and stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
thank you so much.
Yeah, no doubt. Yo, thank you to the nephew, Black Tiger, man, a true supporter of the gaming community on Twitter, and he has some awesome giveaways on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Yo, Noof, what do you think about OSnap's theory that this actually might have been staged by Ubisoft to kind of like create hype for the game?
You know what? In this day and age, my friend, I wouldn't put it past anybody, because we've seen lately that some games are actually getting more traction from the negative aspect and hype around it than they are, for anything else. Hey, maybe they're just taking a page out of Donald Trump's book. It seemed to work for that guy. So,
yeah, exactly, right?
I don't know.
Oh shit! No, you don't. Hey, Lethal Papa's gonna petition us.
We're on a crash course. We can't stop.
Yeah, let us stop.
We don't get offended by too much up here in Canada. We're the igloo building fucking penguin fuckers up here. Like we just,
y'all ain't got no damn penguins out there, do y'all?
You never know up here, man. No, probably at the zoo. There ain't no penguins up here, but we got seals and fish and polar bears and all the rest of that good shit. But no, it's all good, man.
All right.
Listen, no matter what it is, people are sensitive about it. It could be like the stupidest thing, and you're gonna have people who are for it, and you're gonna have people who are against it. It doesn't matter what it is, and there's always gonna be some type of negative feedback for everything, So I mean, I think that's just the world we live in, and it's
sad.
A great way for. Yeah, it really is sad, but like people just create drama, and I really honestly think it was somebody in the company who just decided they were going to stir up the pot and see what can come out of it.
It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto marketing. You go after a target audience that's a little bit controversial, right? And that steamrolls, and then people that want to stop it, they can't do anything to stop it. They're just doing their thing, right? When they're expressing it, all they do is add fuel to the fire for people that are excited. It's kind of how Grand Theft Auto grew to the beast.
And you know what, guys? There's some kind of controversy, it seems like, in every generation with different games. Back in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you had the coffee house incident, or what the hell is it? Hot coffee. And then all of a sudden, you get stuff like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when they had the no Russian level or whatever it was, and it just always seems to be something, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think as a game itself, Far Cry kind of stands on its own. They're pretty solid games. I think if you've played any in the series, you know that they're pretty decent first-person shooter games that have sort of evolved and come a long way. The only one I haven't actually played, oddly enough, is Far Cry Primal. It just never really appealed to me. I didn't feel like going back in time, but I was
gonna say, Noof, I was gonna ask you, but then again, you didn't play Primal. I skipped over Primal as well, and the reason is like I just stated this a couple minutes ago. I feel like the Far Cry series deals with complicated personalities, whether it's a lot of times it's the villain and the people who follow him, but it just seems like they have very interesting characters and stuff like that. Is it refreshing to you that they've kind of gotten back to that with this Far Cry 5 coming out, man?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, and if any company is going to do it, it's going to be Ubisoft. I mean, one of the first things you'll see on a lot of their games is a disclaimer about how their company is built of a bunch of people that are developers from a variety of religions and backgrounds and different things. And they've dealt with more of the sort of the like history and backgrounds and, even going with the Assassin's Creed games, right? Their games always seem to have like thematics into it that deal with the Templars and like a lot of things. So they do tend to push the envelope a little bit, and they're probably going to push it a little more. It hits home, I guess, when it's right in your own backyard. Speaking of the grand old US of A, you know what I mean? Like, for years, they make a lot of games where, you got these North Korea aspects, or you got games that have like Russian themes or German themes and things like that. So it's just for more people, it's harder to grasp because, again, it is in your sort of your own backyard now, and And again, there seems to be some like you said, those religious style overtones to the whole game, and those are always touchy subjects. But if done right, I think it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, how tired of the Germans seeing World War II games?
I'm saying,
like, I mean, really think about it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So if they can deal with it, knowing that they had one of the most sinister dictators in history, then like, damn, live with it. It's just a game, man, and let these games become more adult, because as a lot of us is kind of around the same age. We grew up with games being kiddie, but now we're adults, and now these games need to be more adult friendly for us. I mean, we can't just keep playing Mario. That's for Nintendo and for their ilk, not for what we like. We want something to draw us in. I mean, Mafia 3 was a great example of bringing up racial tensions and doing it right. Another game I could think of was Infinite, BioShock Infinite. Mm-hmm. It brought up the racial tension, and it did it right. Now, I wish they could have went a little further, but you've seen where he pulled it back.
Infinite kind of got cheered for doing that at a certain aspect, where this game is catching a lot of flack. Do you think it's just because of the time that we're in? And, I mean, political views aside, Trump is president. There was a lot of people that were out in the rural areas that did vote for him and stuff like that. Do you think it's just like the time that we're in now is why this game would be catching flack? And if it was releasing back with like BioShock Infinite, do you think it would have been like praised a little bit more?
Probably. I can also go with what Snaps was saying as well about, they're trying to start their own controversy so it could get
that is a great
mentioned.
point too, man.
It could be either one, but I definitely do feel that there's people that feel that's in their feelings because they feel that the reason why Donald Trump got into the White House is because there was a lot of people that were feeling that the white race was being put into second place because of what we was. I mean, just think about it, man. I mean, you had a black president, then you go around and everybody was thinking we was going to have a woman president. Then nobody didn't know what the hell was going to happen after that. You could have a Mexican,
a giraffe,
a giraffe, a chimpanzee. Nobody knows. So it kind of. I think we're in the times where it's a ultra touchy subject. So you know what? I just
a giraffe would have been a better option, you guys.
Hey, there you go.
Real quick. Can someone explain to me what Kofifi is? Because I don't know.
It's a typo.
It's a typo with the president.
He tweeted out something.
I thought this meant
something. He tweeted out something at the end. He wrote Kofefe, right? But then it was a typo that he didn't correct for 6 hours. And of course, with being the president of the United States, when you tweet something out, the analysts are all over it, trying to dissect
What is this? We must figure it out.
And he left it there for 6 hours, and then he just deleted it. And
dude, you was sitting there chuckling. Hee hee.
Yeah, I would. Even
his little fingers.
Even Hillary threw a jab at him, which was really crazy. So I mean, look, I've never seen a president use the Twitter like that, but. It happens. I do it all the time. I'm always messing up on some words, so
Well.
Yeah, but he's the president. He can't
do that.
I know. He needs to be worried about other affairs than tweeting. But it is what it is. He's still our president.
Well, let's bring this back to the game real quick. I just got one final question about Far Cry 5 for everybody on the panel, and I'm gonna start with Snaps. Snaps with this kind of like reaction to the game and kind of like this hype that's being built up, whether it's positive or negative. Has this sparked your interest more in this game when it releases? Are you thinking about like actually getting this game now because of what has happened compared to before?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the trailer until I read about the what do you call it? Fucking petition. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. So, right. I've been so into this chat here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out. I didn't watch the trailer up until I was reading about the petition, and it really didn't make me want the game more. The ignorance in the comment section was unbelievable. But after I watched the trailer, because I actually watched it after I was reading about the petition, once I watched the trailer, I was like, damn, this looks like a really interesting game. And you know what? While I was watching the trailer, I didn't think about the petition once. You know, after the fact, when I was thinking about it, I was sitting there sipping my coffee, and I'm like, I mean, I could see what the hell these people are talking about. They're absolutely fucking batshit crazy. But at the same time, like when I was watching the trailer, I was like, damn, this looks interesting. Like, I would like to see where this is going to go. And it didn't really have anything to do with the petition. I don't think it would make me want to buy it anymore. I think the petition was stupid. And I know it was like a troll petition. People are still talking about this, that, and the other. But you can't read the comments anymore. At least I'm not able to. I don't know where they went. I don't know if they blocked them. But there was some seriously fucked up stuff in those comments. From that they were talking like shit about Mexicans, white people, black people, doesn't matter. Every race they threw in there, and they just went in. And I was like, I've not seen so much racism since I've read a Facebook post about President Trump. You know,
wow.
I was shocked.
All right, so like when it's all said and done, do you think you're gonna pick this game up, or do you have to see more on it first?
I mean, I would like to see more on it. My question is it a multiplayer game? You know,
that is the question.
It's got co-op.
I'm not a huge. I'm sorry.
It's got co-op campaign, so that's a step in the right direction.
That is definitely a step in the right direction. I might consider playing it. It depends on, you know, what else there is out there at the time that that game comes out. And, you know, I'm not going to say I'm not going to play it, but I can't say I will definitely be picking it up, at least at launch.
I got you. Let's move on down the list here. Don, you know, this kind of like controversy has really gained some attention for Far Cry 5. I think it was going to get some attention anyway, but what do you think about the game? Is this something that you might be interested in? And has this kind of like controversy and attention, has this like sparked you know, any type of demand within you for this title when it comes out?
Not really. You know, I'm getting this weird impression that everything we're seeing before E3 is so that it doesn't get overshadowed by what is to come of E3 and literally in a week from now. And I haven't made my game buying decisions between now and the end of the year, right? I usually, I'm just an average guy. Like, so I save up for my games just like anybody else, and you know, I make sure I have the cash when they come out and all that sort of stuff. And you know, I've never bought a Far Cry. This is not one that pushes me over the edge. As far as the controversies go, you know, I believe being a free society, and inherently the double-edged sword to that is sometimes there's certain things that are just going to offend another group, but that's part of us all living together. And I'm glad that Ubisoft is willing to take those risks in regards to that. And honestly, it makes a more compelling villain.
Yeah,
because you can't hate him, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hate that villain, right? And that's a mark of that good carrot to hang in front of somebody to make them want to continue to see the game to the end. And I think that should be commended. And not every game is going to be for everybody. I mean, and that's fine. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, just look at Tekken. Anyway, yeah. But
we gotta save that for later because because K Mega's got to convince me to stick with it.
Oh yeah. We still got that coming, by the way, guys. Yo, let's hit Mega. Mega, when it comes to this game, has this like kind of controversy? Has it kind of put this game on the radar for you? Is this a game that you think you're gonna get? I believe the release date is like February 2018.
I'm all about killing extremists, so I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? It's day one buy for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't care. You know what I'm saying? Fuck an extremist. Kill them. Get them out of here. So
K Mega, you see, it makes you want to buy it.
Yeah, it makes me want to buy it. It's compelling. I like. That's what I'm saying. I like the realism of it. I like a game that touches on actual fact instead of just some imaginary bullshit.
Yeah, it's because when it comes to extremism and stuff, everybody automatically goes to like Muslim, Islamic, and extremism. But there's extremism in just about every religion, and it's good to actually show the other side of it as well. I think what Mega's going to do, he's going to pick up the game. He's going to find a way to hack into the Fox News satellite, and he's going to stream Far Cry 5 onto Fox News. Yeah. Does that sound like a plan?
That sounds like an awesome plan. That's right up my alley, man. That's dope. And then hopefully we can have Rachel Maddow, call me or something and ask me, what did I think about it?
Nice. Yo.
Got a restraining order on you?
What'd you say?
Does she got a restraining order on you?
Who? Rachel Madden? The way that I be gawking after her because she's a lesbian, so I can't gawk. She ain't gawking me back or nothing. But I'm just saying, I enjoy her journalism. I love her work. She's very.
I just want to let you know, Xbot is in the other room laughing out loud with the mute button going.
I can't even take this right now.
I like what I like. I like what I like, man. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yo, Noof, what do you think, man? With the controversy, has that sparked like an interest in this game? Would you have been interested in it otherwise? And are you gonna pick it up when it releases, man?
Yeah, I think overall I'm perhaps a little more interested in the game overall, I guess, but really the controversy is like here or there to me. Excuse me. As long as the game is good, that's all that really matters.
New to controversy, but I can tell you, like, you don't really say anything that's off color or anything like that. So that would be a new door for you to step through, right?
Someone who would totally love this game. His name is Cletus. You guys might have heard of him.
No, not Cletus.
Well, I really want to buy this game. It looks freaking interesting. All I'm going to tell you guys, if I can do these couple of things, if I could ride a sheep, burn a church, or punch an evangelist in the face, then this freaking thing is going to be game of the freaking year.
Hey, Cletus, there is one other great thing about this as well. There is a black guy in there, part of that cult, so you could have Adam as well.
I like how
Cletus won't touch that shit.
You have my permission to
That's the first time I ever heard Cletus with like cat got his tongue. Oh my God.
Well, let me just say, man, all I'm gonna do is if the black guy comes in my house, somebody turns the fucking lights off, I'll never see that guy for days.
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm offended. I'm making a petition on news now, player.
Wow. I gotta say, when it's all said and done, I am happy that Ubisoft is going back and pushing the envelope. They've done that with previous Far Cries. I feel like they kind of strayed away from it with Primal and like the Caveman and I Hunt Bear and all that good stuff. I just didn't get into it. For people who did like Primal, man, that's your opinion, that's your prerogative. I'm glad you enjoyed that game, but I felt like it was just Ubisoft really went astray with what I thought the soul of Far Cry was, and I am glad that they are going back into it. But guys, we do have to move on. I do want to give K Mega the mic because it is time for him to convince us that Tekken 7 is worth a purchase. Yo, Mega, you ready to?
Can I just say real quick, congrats to OT, got $5 Xbox monies. I was doing a giveaway in the chat too. And no, I did not have 368 at the time, Brian Baker. It just went up. It was 376, or I totally said that backwards. I asked him how many subscribers do I have, and I guess I gained a subscriber or two in between that time, but it was totally 367. But yeah, he got $5 Xbox gift card.
Nice.
So congrats.
Well, while K Mega is convincing us, I think I'm gonna give away about 30 games. So
yeah.
I am gonna give them away in the chat. Yo, be ready to grab the code. But yo, Mega man, take it away. Let me know how this Tekken 7 is, and let me know, man, why should I get it? Yeah.
Okay, straight up, and it's at the perfect time while I show him my gameplay of Save Lock. Everything is coming right today. I'm just playing, but no, I'm not going to go too long on it. The main factor is that the King of Fighters on YouTube is Maximilian Doom. And he made a video giving his review, and he gave it high praise. It's the reviews all across the board. It's through the roof for a Tekken game. It's great. Tekken is back. If you into 3D game, if 3D fighters like Dead or Alive, then there's no question that you need to buy a Tekken. The story is absolutely the most epic that it's ever been. It's really cool story. I'm almost at the end of it. It's really cool. I was streaming it earlier and was having a blast playing it. That's a factor that normally is usually to me Tekken's small shortfalls or whatever. And so, but with the storyline, it's really good. It's a crisp looking game. It's the best looking Tekken that's come out to date. It's 60 frames, Jack. It's fast. It's fluent. It's worth the purchase. I mean, it's going to be a game that's going to last the test of time when you're playing online, because there's going to be always somebody on there playing it. So it's a great game. Also, when you want to look at it from the standpoint of the best fighters, because this is like the year of the fighter. The only game that I say that's better right now is Injustice. That's it. So if you were on the fence of which fighter to get between Injustice or Tekken, if you're into 2D fighters, I would say Injustice. If you're into like visuals, because there is no fighting game that looks as good as Injustice. Injustice is the best looking fighting game ever, in my opinion.
Nice.
So you would go that way. But if you want to go, if you're a 3D fighter fan, there is no question you would do it. And the best thing, I think the best thing, hidden secret gem to this game is that if you're a Street Fighter fan and you play Akuma, he plays exactly like he does on Street Fighter. It is amazing how well that Namco Bandai got him right. I mean, he plays almost better because it's going at those 60 frames. It is amazing how well that they did it in a 3D universe. And then like when he throws his fireball, you see the big ball, but you see hands coming at you. It's dope. It's really, really dope. But I do have one problem so far. And when I was playing online with Z and all them earlier today, the net code was not good. Now on Maximilian's review, he played it only on the PC and on the PlayStation 4. He was saying the hiccups that was on the PlayStation 4, that's kind of similar to what's going on with the Xbox, but it was flawless. Everything was perfect on the PC. So wait for a patch. If you want to start jumping on and playing online, wait for a patch. It has plenty of content to play. Plus, if you bought the $85 version like I did, you get free content. Like you get not only the characters that's not it's like Anna and a couple other characters that's not in the game yet, but you also get special guests from different franchises. So I don't know if they're going to throw in maybe some Xbox players. I mean, somebody from the Xbox franchise, some from PlayStation, maybe something from like Naruto or anywhere. Nobody knows, but they're going to have DLC, and that means that they're going to be on this game and patch it and nerf it for any problems that they have. And that's the first time the Tekken's ever gone through that. So I say give it a chance. It's a quality fighter. You cannot go wrong.
Nice. Well, Mega, I'll let you know you sold me on Injustice too. Fortunately, I already have that. But dude, there was one thing I wanted to ask. Because with having Mixer and a lot of people really like streaming and stuff like that. I saw on Twitter you were having issues streaming the story of Tekken.
I did, yeah, and I thought that was one of those Japanese problem things that they do, where they ban you from showing certain things. Yeah, but that wasn't the case. Mixer is acting up today. Because the day before that. Really? Well, I don't know. I mean, when me and Z did something, we finally did that double screen thing where people could see both of us. Yeah, the co-stream. It was working fine then, but that was earlier in the week, probably Wednesday night. After that, I haven't streamed until today, and everything just was trippy. And then so like it kept kicking me out. That's why I posted on Twitter like, oh shit, come on, man, because this sucks, and this was going to be definitely one of my biggest complaints. Like, come on, man, I paid my money. Shit, I even bought the collector's edition. You motherfuckers is going to let me show some gameplay. If I got to Elgato it doesn't matter. I'm going to show the goddamn story. So that wasn't the case though. It was the problem with Mixer because once it kicked in, I had to reboot the system, and I showed up like about almost 2 hours of gameplay. And there was people that was in the stream that stayed there and watched me play. It was
nice.
awesome.
I have seen on my friends list. I've seen a lot of people playing Tekken right now, and huge shout out to all the Tekken fans because from what I've seen, it's been nothing but positive reviews. It seems like they kept what made Tekken popular, like the gameplay wise and stuff. I know I was messing with UK Mega about like when the characters were crouching and they're doing their little shuffles forward and backward or whatever. But that's okay. True Tekken. I mean, that's something that you have seen from basically the very first one all the way through. And it is good to see a franchise hold on to its heart. I think it's something that I know a lot of people talk shit about. I think it's something that 343 has done with the mechanics in Halo 5, especially with the multiplayer. And it's good to see developers recognize what the heart of their game is. Don.
It's a legacy fighter. Yes.
Yo, Don, I believe you picked up the game. You might played it a little bit. What did you think so far of Tekken 7, man?
Honestly, I haven't played a ton of Tekken in my life.
You're waiting for K Mega, right? Is what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, here's the reality. It's probably this is like maybe the third or fourth time I've ever played Tekken, and it feels like a little bit better than Virtual Fighter to me personally. Maybe there's a depth to the gameplay that I'm just missing or anything like that.
Each character has almost 200 moves per character, so yeah, there's depth.
Oh,
yeah, okay. So
there's a little there's a little sass right there.
So,
yeah, there's depth right there.
They all require the A button because I was hitting the other buttons on the controller.
Shit.
But no, I mean, I guess I haven't got into the real depth of the game itself. And I'm hoping that's when it opens up to me, but it really hasn't. It's a good fighter, but it hasn't really drawn me in yet, to be totally honest with you. But me and K Mega, there's going to be a battle going down next week. Me and K Mega, we're going to do a 2-hour live stream of winner takes all. So maybe K Mega will show me a thing or two when we play.
You know what, Zaire all day. Eve, you know what I'm saying, and a couple of his broadband bullies, or his broads as I call them, played me today. And I mean, and I went 6-1. And the only reason why I lost to Z that second time is because I was talking to my old lady about business. And so I wasn't concentrating properly. So, so you know what I'm saying? And it was getting so serious because all day he just thought he was going to come in there and spam me like he normally does with all the other fighters he plays with.
Just to pause real quick because it was about the code. Yeah. Whoever did the code the first time, hit me on Twitter and we will get the code straightened out. I guess there was something wrong with it, but I am actually working with the donator of the code. We got everything straightened out. So DM me on Twitter. Follow either if you're not following me, follow me on Twitter and then hit me up with a tweet. I'll follow you back and we'll get into this DM and we'll get everything straightened out. All right. But go ahead, Begga.
No, all I was just gonna say was that I went 6-1. Just had a lot of fun just getting moves, and then there was guys who were saying we can't let K Mega run the floor like this. He can't run the match. But of course, there was some lag issues, and so that needs to be addressed. But like I said, if you really want to know, if you don't take my word for it, Maximilian Dude is one of the most probably honest YouTubers that talks about fighting games out about, and he gives a proper review, and so you should check it out.
More importantly, K-Mega, we need to talk about the stakes of this tournament between you and me.
Oh my goodness! Okay,
so here's the stakes. Here's what I'm going to present to you. Tell me if you're going to take it or not. Right? If I win, you have to admit Dead or Alive is a better game than Tekken. And if you win, I'll buy you a game. Simple as that.
I would cut my wrists, but but you know what? That's How long do I have to say that though? How
We
long?
got
I was
Baker
gonna
in the
say
house,
Hannah
guys.
Baker.
Hannah Baker in the house.
Yeah. I can't say that forever. So how long do I have to say that if I lose?
You got to commit to it, man. That's what a true artist does. They commit to their craft.
You know what? I'm so confident that I'm going to dust your ass.
Ooh.
That you know what? I'll have my game written, sent to you in DM. I might tell when we do the gamer and the the gamer and the dev, or the dev and the gamer. Shit, I might tell you then what game that I want. So don't
It
worry
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
I'll give you $60. You buy whatever you want.
Yeah, so we'll just go with that. So yeah, sure, fuck it. I'm with it. I'm not gonna lose. Not to those stipulations because Dead or Alive is not the proper fighter.
Okay, well that's. I look forward to asking you which fighter's better.
All right.
Every
All right, well, yo, check this out. Yo,
Let's
Noof,
go.
are you a Tekken? Are you a Tekken guy, man? I don't even know, dude.
Well, K Mega's probably gonna hate me right off
Go
the
ahead.
bat. Not
Hit him.
necessarily,
Hit him with it.
because I was more of a Virtua Fighter guy back in the day when Tekken kind of hit its stride. You know, with the PlayStation, I was playing on Sega Saturn. I was all about Virtua Fighter back then, and basically after the Virtua Fighter series kind of started to wean away, I kind of got away from fighting games a lot. Like right now, the only two that I currently own this gen are Killer Instinct and Street Fighter V. And I've still yet to get the Injustice game, which looks really cool. I didn't pick up Mortal Kombat. So I have seen Tekken, and I'm not like saying I don't like the game or any of those sorts of things. I'm just like, it was never really, I just never really gravitated to that franchise. And they have a lot of weird offbeat characters. So it looks really cool, though. I'm going to say it looks like Namco Bandai really banged out a heck of a great game with this new one. I was just watching some people fighting and stuff, and it looks fantastic. So I definitely would like to try it out at some point, but I don't think I'm tournament ready, put it that way. So yeah, it looks pretty good.
Nice.
You know what? For a casual gamer to go in and to play and to press some buttons, it still is enjoyable because it's kind of hard for Injustice. You can't just come out and just press buttons with Injustice. You have to know kind of what you're doing to compete. But kind of like with Tekken, because it's 3D and you got and like, fighters that knows how to play that game. They know how to stop, a person that just might pick Eddie Goro or Bob and just want to just melee on them and press the buttons the whole damn time.
Wait, there's a character named Bob?
Yeah, Big Bob is a big old dude, man. He's a big old heavy guy, and he kicks ass. Bob is a dope character, but that's what a lot of players you kind of know. They'll pick Law. They'll pick, which I seen you playing with Law, Don.
I'm always the Bruce Lee looking character. That's my thing.
They pick Bob, or they pick like Eddie Goro or the other chick that was on there.
Yo, just 1 second. Yo, Noof, you have an invitation. Daz said that he will train you in Tekken. So you have a trainer ready to help you, go through the ropes and get better at that game. If you do decide to pick it up, and I will let you know, Daz is an absolute beast at Mortal Kombat. Yo, oh my goodness.
So what you're saying is Dazzy's going to use my ass as a floor mop.
Yeah, he's going to do that until you get better. It's pretty much, that's what he's saying. I already know that's what he's saying. But oh snaps, do you have anything to say about Tekken? And not only that, with whatever you have to say about Tekken, you might want to let people know about a little event going on after the show tonight.
I wasn't listening to anything you guys were saying because I was busy.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just dealing with the code issue right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, we have community combat tonight, and Tekken I don't really pay attention to. That is all.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Snaps, every 2 weeks she hosts something called Community Combat. We go in, I believe we're going in for Mortal Kombat XL tonight. We did that 2 weeks ago as well. We might get some Injustice thrown in there. I don't know what the deal is with that, but anyway, they are quality fighters. We'll go in, we'll start a room, and we'll just let the community, work stuff out together with uppercuts and finishems and fatalities, brutalities, the whole nine. It's going to be an absolute blast. It is after the show. I am waiting for K Mega to get involved in this, because I have some payback for a certain tournament that I lost in, man. Yo, K Mega, are you down?
Was it a better game?
That Mortal Kombat.
There you go. There he goes. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to because deep down my heart is Tekken is calling me.
You can't pull him away.
But yeah, no, I'm down. I'm down for hopping in and playing that or playing some Injustice. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you know, Injustice is and Mortal Kombat is quality fighters. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad this, you know, and then the upcoming Killer Instinct, that new character Eagle, from what they just showed, he looked like he's going to be epic as hell. And then we haven't seen anything from the upcoming or heard anything from the upcoming Killer Instinct, which I'm getting more and more excited about. Then Marvel vs. Capcom. You know, there's a couple of, you know, a few little fighters that's going to get some DLC, you know, like Street Fighter 5, which I think is dog shit in my opinion, but you know, still it's a fighter. And you know, King of the Fighters, Guilty Gear, you know, it's the year. It's the year of the fighter. I love it.
It's crazy this year when it comes to fighters. Might be actually like unprecedented in terms of how many fighters are released in one year. It is cool for the fighting fans out there. I do wanna, before we kind of, you know, bring everything down to a halt, you know, for the ending of the show or whatnot, there's something I really want to talk to you guys about, and it is a video that Red Dragon came out with, and talking about why devs are leaving Xbox. Now, when he said, like, developers leaving Xbox, I mean, basically, the only one that I saw him really talk about was Bungie, and then Remedy deciding to go multiplat. But he pulled up some very interesting things. Like when it came to Remedy approached Xbox with the idea of Alan Wake 2, but with that kind of like TV show interaction. And basically, Red Dragon said that Microsoft said no to Remedy, and Microsoft told them that they wanted a new IP. And with that, we got Quantum Break. Now, I thought Quantum Break was a really good game. But I know a huge chunk of the Xbox community has been screaming for a sequel for Alan Wake. Not only that, Lionhead Studios approached Microsoft with the idea of a darker Fable, and basically, according to Red Dragon, Microsoft said no. We want kind of like this MMO style game, which turned out to be Fable Legends, which actually turned out to be canceled. I mean, he's even gone as far as to say as Microsoft didn't almost cut multiplayer from the original Halo. They didn't like the name Halo, which I already knew that. I already knew they didn't like the name Halo, but look at the name now. It is absolutely iconic. So I want to know what you guys think. I did put it in the title as, you know, Xbox Bullies devs. And, you know, for the most part, I don't know. Do you guys think this is true? Let me hit you know what? Let me hit Noof on this. Noof, what do you think about this news? And did you see the Red Dragon's video, man?
I got to first off say I did not see Red Dragon's video, but as far as devs leaving the Xbox, I mean, you know what? That kind of stuff happens with multiple companies and different generations, and a lot of it's got nothing to do with, you know, personal dilemmas. I think a lot of times, you know, it's like anything. Creativity gets stunted when you start feeling that, you know, your publisher and people like that kind of force you to keep making the same old,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think if you're a creative person, you know, in any type of industry, there's nothing worse than sort of being told you have to make something because, you know, it sells essentially. You know what I mean? It's like a musician. It's like those artists, you know, like after a while, like you see a lot of times big name artists, they leave these big, you know, the big conglomerates to go sometimes with even smaller labels because they have more creative freedom. And, you know, obviously, you know, your stockholders and people are going to have different ideas and what they think is going to be the next big thing, as opposed to someone who's got to invest 3 or 4 years of their life into making that said product. Like, I don't know, personally, if I was a dev, I would just hate making the same franchise over and over and over. I think that's a big reason Bungie wanted to step aside, for example, from Halo.
And that's exactly what they wanted. Yeah. But then again, when you look at their title, but when you look at the title that they came out with, after they broke away from Microsoft and from Xbox, I mean, it was pretty much a Halo clone. You know, You had
Yeah.
like a guilty Spark type character. It was a first person shooter. It was sci-fi based. Like there was so many things that were like trying to mirror Halo, in my opinion. That it's like, well, where was this like creative freedom? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah, it is almost like a dead takeoff on Halo, which is kind of weird that, it's not like they went out and did a third person shooter where they switched up the genre completely, right? It borrows so many things, but maybe it's just about, switching the universe, the story, maybe not being tied to a certain type of technology or graphics engines or who really knows. And at the end of the day, there's always a lot of politics too that go on behind the scenes. Like, maybe the numbers don't add up. Maybe, publishers are not real happy with the development schedules when they say, hey, we should estimate this is done in 2.5 years. And they come back and say, no, it's taken us 3.5, 5 years. Somebody's dropping the big bucks to bring these things out. So there could be 100 different reasons why developers step aside and go a different direction. But it is sad, I don't really know if we're ever going to see another Alan Wake game. And I would certainly have loved to seen a sequel to Quantum Break. Might be in the minority, but
me too.
Thought it was a fantastic game. And Remedy is a fantastic developer, even if they are known for being extremely slow at putting out games. But at least they come out. It's not The Last Guardian, which took over a freaking decade. But,
all right, now check this out, Noof. Alan Wake 2 or Fable 4 as a darker, more adult Fable. Like when you look at these two titles, which one would you have liked more? And because I got a question after that, so pick one of those two.
Hands down, I'll go with Fable. Just love that franchise dearly. Fable.
Now, if this is true, if what Red Dragon said was true, Lionhead actually approached them with this darker, more adult Fable, and Xbox basically said, no, we want something more like, an MMO, and they came out with like the Fable Legends thing. Like seriously, I want you to be, you're an honest man. How does that make you feel to know that a franchise that you wanted, that I know a lot of people wanted another title for, they wanted a Fable 4, and Xbox basically turned it down for Fable Legends, which then they had canceled. Like seriously, dude, how does that make you feel as a gamer, man?
Well, as a gamer, anytime you lose a major franchise like Fable or a game that's in development like Fable Legends, it makes you pretty upset and sad that, the whole thing got canned, especially knowing that it was so close to coming out. But from a Microsoft perspective, I think they wanted to take the brand name of Fable because it is quite huge. And I think they wanted to basically get more from the franchise by turning it into a bit of a multiplayer gig. Right, expand the universe, bring in the multiplayer aspect. Because as Phil has kind of alluded to, it's the multiplayer games now that they extend the franchise life of any series. Basically, I mean, why would there even be a multiplayer aspect in a game like Mass Effect Andromeda, for example? You know what I mean? It's not terrible, it's not great, but it does give the game legs, and it's no difference with Fable. I think they were just trying to go in a new direction, not necessarily because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't Fable 4, but it is still really disappointing to see them give up on something so close to fruition. And it looked really good graphically, it looked fantastic, really taking advantage of some of those DirectX 12 and some of the new tech. It was looking great. I never did get to play the actual beta when it was out, but I heard it was pretty
Fable
sweet.
Legends was absolutely stunning, and it was only in the beta testing portion of it. And dude, like the way that they did the water and the reflection with the light off the puddles, and when you were in the forest, like the god rays coming through the trees, this game was like, it made my jaw drop because I was able to play it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I'm a little iffy about like
Xbot, I'm sorry to cut you off. We're having some buffering YouTube issues going on. I don't know if that's YouTube indeed.
Well, mine is actually running fine. So guys, if you are having issues,
It could be just YouTube.
try to refresh the page and see if it kicks back in. Otherwise, there's nothing really like I can do about that. Everything is running fine over here. And guess what? I just got buffering now as well. So that is awesome.
You could just kind of restart it, and it might set up.
No, the setup I have, I can't restart that, man. It's gonna take like 15 minutes, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn. So you say I do the ghetto version? Huh? Damn.
But yo, check this out.
By the way, Xbox,
The refresh helped.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what's up, Noof?
I was just gonna say, by the way, man, your mic ever since you got the new one sounded great,
Do
man.
I sound older though?
Yeah.
Do I sound older?
No,
No, you sound the same, but a hell of a lot clearer. That's for sure. Like you don't sound like you're talking in the background like 4 feet away.
Noof, I gotta say, since you got your headset as well, it's been a pleasure to actually really get to hear you without any kind of like cutouts or anything like that as well, man. So I think we both upgraded here, man. Maybe we should start a show, me and
Excuse
you.
me.
I don't know, man.
The upgraded
Man,
mics.
Xbox used to sound like somebody.
Crap gamer approved audio, guys. That's it.
That's gonna be the name of the show, by the way. Yeah.
But
Yo, Mega, what do you think about? Did you see the Red Dragon video? Now, see, I put a little more. To me, Red Dragon is kind of like an official YouTuber. I know he does his homework, he does his research. So when he came out with this video, I paid attention to it because I know like he does his best to try to put the information out there as he gets it. So what do you think about this when it comes to the Alan Wake 2, a new Fable? I mean, it even came down to where they were talking about with Halo 2. Bungie asked for a year more to develop the game, and it came up to a vote, and I think it was the head of Xbox at the time was threatening to leave because it seemed like the vote said no, we want the game now, and they ended up giving Bungie 6 more months instead of a year. It's just like these decisions kind of like they're almost mind-boggling to me because I know, being so close to the gaming community, they want another Alan Wake. They want another Fable 4. They wanted it darker as well. So what do you think about this, man?
Well, I mean, if these things are true, it's troubling. But then again, we're talking about Halo 2. We're talking about, Alan Wake. I mean, now, the Fable thing, I've said this a million times. With Fable Legends, I think the Microsoft was just absolutely tired of Lionhead Studios. I mean, just going back to Peter Molyneux and to just all their antics because of just how they have this type of attitude, like Fable is their property. I understand that they made the game, things like that, but it's like this. You know what? Microsoft makes mistakes in the sense of I think that they have a lot of corporate people that try to make decisions and they don't know about gaming. That's why I was happy that Phil Spencer took over. And I understand because Z says this all the time. Well, Phil Spencer was there when Matrick was there and all that, but he didn't have the final say so. Now he has the final say so.
Phil didn't have a final say at all. What Phil had say on is what Microsoft Studios was doing. All right. But then at the end of the day, he still had a boss that he had to talk to on whether or not those games were actually coming out as well. So Phil,
And I think that, I think that, Phil, integrated the fact of, games need to be on time. They don't need to be late. But, because of the cancellation of Scalebound, which I totally agree with. But when it comes to certain games, like with the Quantum Break, which I love too, Noof, I'm always talking about how great that game is. And, just other games. Look, some of these games need more time to develop and to make more than others, and I'd rather a game be delayed and I'd rather be delayed and come out to be right than a game to, get canceled or for a game to come quick and then the shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that hurts Microsoft even more, So I think that, and I think that's one reason why Microsoft don't really have a great relationship with the Japanese market because Japanese developers take their damn time. They don't, and PlayStation is kind of like, we know. So, whenever you come out with a game, hey, we're cool with it. So it's one of these things where, look, you're going to have to, I know that they're trying to go with a different direction with this whole developer thing, but you can't keep burning bridges with a lot of these developers that you've worked with because it's only going to make it look worse to the public when people like Red Dragon and others make videos like this and there's some truth to it.
I got you. And like I said, I am subscribed to Red Dragon's channel. I love the fact of how far he goes in doing his research. I love the fact that, he doesn't play either side. You know what I'm saying? If Sony does something and, he's got the information, he does the research, he will put it out there. If Xbox does something that he feels is either right or wrong, he'll put it out there. And I've been a long time subscriber of his channel, and like I like the way he presents the information, and that's why it really did catch my eye. Oh snaps, are you there?
I'm
All right, are you
here.
busy?
I'm
All
always
right. Well,
busy.
do
Silly
you have time to
question.
chime in on this whole Red Dragon thing? Did you watch the video by the Red Dragon about the devs leaving Xbox?
Yeah. Okay, so I watched some of it, but then I got bored with his voice. So his voice is very monotone, so it's really hard to just listen. Sometimes I don't think that I'm a jerk or anything. Like sometimes I listen to Xbot talk too, and then he just talks at the same tone, and then
Damn,
my
cold
mind
blooded.
goes 15 different places, and I'm like cookies, bacon, and pork chops. I don't know, so it's really hard. But yeah, I did watch some of the video. I mean, yeah. What do you want
Well,
to know?
if what he said was true, you know what I'm saying? It seems like some developers approached Xbox with titles that the gaming community has been really kind of like shouting for in terms of a sequel to
Yeah.
Alan Wake, a Fable 4, but like more adult, a darker theme and stuff like that. And basically, his video said that Xbox turned that down for games like Fable Legends, which was canceled, for games like Quantum Break,
Uh-huh.
which was a great game in my opinion, but caught a lot of flack like out there with the gaming media, of course the biased gaming media, and even out on social media and stuff like that. So I don't know, what do you feel about, like, if this is true, Xbox and their decision making, and does this concern you at all for like the future of the platform with games?
I mean, it's concerning to an extent. Like, I can see where, like, people could be like, oh, well, they treat devs badly, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, you have to look at it as an aspect of, all right, so maybe at work, my people might think that I treat them badly, but the reality is, if I'm just being fair, I'm just kind of being stern about things. Like, sometimes you have to be stern about
Mm-hmm.
things. You're not necessarily being an asshole. It's people take advantage whenever they can,
Uh-huh.
Granted, they might be game developers. It might be a little bit different than, let's say, working at a cookie place,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you're not stern, and it might be just a he said she said thing. Like,
That's
people
true.
might take it the wrong way, but you're not there, so you don't know, so you can't really prove a point unless you were actually there. But just hearing it, from another person's perspective can be one-sided.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, what you're saying is you don't know the build up in between the two of
Exactly.
them to get to that point where, Xbox could have turned that down. And I could totally see that. I mean, you don't know the actual context within, the different meetings and what was said.
You weren't
Yeah.
there. You don't know what happened. It's he said, she
Nice,
said.
nice. That's a very good point, because at first, like I said, when I watched this video, it was definitely concerning. It was only concerning to a certain extent, and I think this is something that maybe K Mega touched on a little bit, is that with Phil Spencer at like the head of the Xbox division, I think that there's going to be a lot better choices down the road. I think he did. I think he did the right thing with Scalebound, because I believe Platinum Games was definitely using Microsoft funds to develop other titles and make sure those were on time, and they were kind of shitting on the Scalebound title and letting that fall back. So that was, I feel that was a good decision. I just feel like, Phil is gonna right that ship, and I don't think he's perfect, so I don't think he's gonna make every right decision, but I think Xbox is in better hands with Phil Spencer, sitting on that lead chair. You know what I'm saying? Um, Yo, Don, I know you had some opinions on this, and coming from a developer's perspective. So, what do you think about this video from Red Dragon? Did you watch it? And what do you think about the news with them turning down titles like Alan Wake 2 and Fable 4?
I really like Red Dragon, but I thought this is one of his more short-sighted videos he's ever done,
Mm.
personally. And I'm a fan of him. I subscribe to him as well.
Yeah, me too.
I like what he says, and I like how he doesn't like to play both sides. He just tells it how he sees it. And maybe that was maybe his downfall on this particular video, because I think he calling it how you see it but he's not seeing the whole picture. And I think Snap has more insight on this situation than Red Dragon, and just pulling from personal experience. People don't know this about developers. The developers are kind of, I don't know, the best way to kind of describe some of them are it's like that really talented musician we all know. And every time you run into that buddy or a friend that's a musician, next thing you know, he's always in another band. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how like developers are. Sometimes they get, I hate to say it because these are people I work with, people I have contracts and stuff like that. But all these guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of them are just true prima donnas. And they just don't have quite the maturity of what they're passionate about and how to reel that in just enough. You don't want to lose the passion because the passion's important for game development, but they don't reel it in enough so they can get the job done. And they also don't, sometimes the developer doesn't reach up enough to the person that's paying the check to illustrate exactly their understanding of what they're trying to make, right? And sometimes it's also the publisher on the other end too, right? And I've said this before, certain publishers and certain developers are sometimes not good marriages. And that's the way they kind of look at some of these sort of situations. If I was, say, Phil, and Remedy came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to do the game that you're saying, which is basically Alan Wake with live action and continuation of Alan Wake 2." If I was Phil, I would have some questions. Okay, how much are you looking for? What's the development time? What were your shortcomings last time? What were those problems? How are you going to solve it so this is not going to be an issue so you can hit your goals, right?
Mhm.
If you don't have answers like that, how do you expect to get greenlighted on your next project?
See?
And they may have answers. Maybe they had good answers, and maybe if Phil wasn't buying it, who knows, right? But you're presenting to a publisher, and this is different than how my approach is. A lot of times these studios are presenting to a publisher based on their previous successes or if they made a good game or not, right? And they're presenting usually with sketches, usually not with much of the game even done, right? And they're asking for millions and millions of dollars, right? And if you're not hitting those goals, yeah, your game's going to get canceled. That's a harsh reality of game development. No one's going to keep giving you money if you're not doing your job correctly. And so these are some of the hard things to understand. The other thing is like the whole Fable thing. I think that was kind of short-sighted too. You know what your publisher wants, right? You kind of have an idea. You have that relationship of them, right? Of something they might, what they might bite at, right? If we pitch a game idea to them, right? So you kind of know what they're going to do. So it's not necessarily just the publisher just dictating to a development team. Sometimes a development team pitches the idea to them, and it's vice versa. And it goes back and forth a little bit, right? What if you do this? What if you do that? And sometimes it evolves into what it is. We've also heard rumors about Fable Legends. If the Legend thing, the whole MMO thing wasn't going to work out, they were going to use its assets to a traditional Fable game. I think there's a lot to that rumor, because I think when we do eventually see Fable back again, we're going to see, I think, the traditional Fable as we all know, and the whole MMO like 1v versus what is it, 4 or whatever it was. That's going to be in the multiplayer mode, is my guess.
And that would be dope.
Yeah, so now you got a Fable that's a traditional Fable, great campaign, great first, great single player experience, right? And then you have a multiplayer element, which Microsoft is known for. And those assets today are still better looking than most of the games we have coming out today. So, like, they have a lot they can work with there. So I think a lot of times people are not looking at the bigger picture. It's a relationship between the publisher and the developer. And, some developers are more mature than others. I mean, look at Bungie when they were first involved with Microsoft. They weren't very mature as a studio. Very incredibly talented, right? But they weren't mature. And and people from Bungie have admitted this themselves. So it's not just me saying that or criticizing them. These are statements from people from Bungie, right? And you look at Microsoft; they're kind of new to the game publishing business.
Thank you,
in regards
man.
to consoles.
I was waiting for somebody to talk about
so,
that.
So in a lot of ways, they weren't mature either, right? They were both learning this type of relationship, so it was both a little bit strange to them in regards to that. And that was early Microsoft when, well, let's be honest, they would push software out that as consumers we weren't happy with, just in general. Anything from Excel to Outlook, you name it, WordPerfect, Microsoft Word or whatever it may be, right? So they're pushing out software. People, they're much different now how they push their software, both in the games business and both in the PC world.
And here's one thing that with like watching this video, I didn't think about until now with you bringing up Microsoft being new and everything like that. We also got to realize that Xbox and Microsoft made a key decision that actually made Halo an absolutely iconic game. And before Halo was committed to the Xbox console and stuff, it was a third-person shooter. That's how they originally had developed the game and stuff like that. And I believe it was Microsoft that came in and said, well, we would like to have it as a first person, and not for anything. If you look at what happened after that, that's one of the things that made now Halo is the first person shooter on Xbox, and I don't think it would have necessarily been that if it stayed in that third person aspect, and that is a decision attributed to Microsoft. So
I don't know if they're contributed to that or not, or they asked the question and then Bungie tried something. I don't know how. I do know you're right that it started off as a third person thing. It showed off on Apple's stage of all things before Microsoft acquired them and stuff like that. So I don't know where that took a left turn, but I can tell you this, right? If Microsoft had such a bad relationship with everybody from Bungie, right? Why is it that everybody that has left Bungie and started their own studios now works with 343?
That is true. Yeah, that is so true.
Right? Think about that for a sec. Like, who makes these Halo remasters? There are ex-Bungie people that have started their own studio with a partnership with 343. If they really hated Halo so bad, and they really hated Microsoft so bad,
they wouldn't touch that stuff.
They wouldn't touch it. Exactly. They would have moved on because there was a bad taste in their mouth, right? No, they had a good experience. Why is it that everybody from a high exec level now kind of actually works for Microsoft Studios? Who was the writer on the Halo series?
Dan Ayub.
Jason Statham?
Oh no, not the writer, but he was the lead for basically he oversaw the Halo projects. You know what I'm saying? He oversaw Halo 5. He oversaw the Master Chief Collection. He was the guy kind of like running those projects, and he was promoted within Microsoft to the mixed reality division.
Okay, who was the guy that wrote the story for ReCore that also worked on Halo?
Oh man, I forget his name off the top of my head.
So Joseph Stadner, was it Alex something or another?
I think it was something along those lines. But regardless, the guy that worked on the stories on Halo, right, and worked at Bungie, and continued to work at Bungie after they've they split their ways, right? When he left Bungie, when things were going south with Activision, right, prior to Destiny 1's release, if he really had such a bad relationship, why would he go work straight back to Microsoft?
Yeah, he could have pretty much gone anywhere. I mean, when you have in your resume you worked on Halos 1, 2, and 3 or whatnot, you can pretty much work anywhere you want to within the game development industry. So that is a very good point, man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, Red Dragon does his homework. He's really, really thorough. But I don't think he has an understanding of this entirely at all.
That boy preaching today.
Yeah, and that's the reality. Is it's easy to get dogpile on the negative things, and you have to kind of look at, are those people being mature? Are they immature? had they bounced around a bunch of studios? Is the studio better without him, even though he may be a very talented person, right? And we can flip this whole thing around, even with like Naughty Dog, right? What happened when the last Uncharted, before the last Uncharted come out? They start losing a lot of key talent,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they start losing a lot of great talent.
Yeah. Does that mean Sony has a bad relationship with Naughty Dog? No. Sometimes there's too many damn cooks in the kitchen. Sometimes there's a conflict of interest. There's these other X factors that do come into play, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Amy Hennig. She left and go work for EA. That's probably a better fit for her. And there's nothing wrong with that. She's a very talented individual. We don't want to lose her as gamers, right? And she may not have been the appropriate fit for that, or it could have been something else at Naughty Dog. We really don't know. And I also know for a fact, like Naughty Dog lost a ton of employees after Uncharted 4 came out. And it's not because Sony was bad or Naughty Dog was bad. They had a contractual agreement.
It was done.
When the project was done, their contract was up, and they could have been some of the most key talented people there, but they had the option to go somewhere else.
Got you.
So there's always more to it, I guess. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And that makes sense. And that's like, having you on this panel as, an up-and-coming developer and stuff like that, and kind of knowing the industry more than a lot of other people and stuff, it's good to see a different perspective, a perspective of, instead of looking outside, through the window of the pet shop, you're somebody who's in there. So, we get a different perspective, and it grounds our opinions a little bit more, and you're able to bring us back down and to kind of look at things with a different light. And I really do appreciate that, because that does make a lot of sense. I think all in all, I think the Xbox platform is in good hands with Phil Spencer. I think, like Don said, when contracts are up, you're going to see developers go other places and stuff like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the business. And I don't know. When it comes to decisions, we don't know exactly what was going on that led to those decisions. We don't know how the developers approach the publishers. We don't know what the publishers exactly said to the developers. And in the end, we just want the games, man. And as long as we keep getting new IPs and, sequels to franchises we love and new experiences, the gaming industry will keep growing. So I think that's the main part in it. And I don't think Xbox is going anywhere. And, nobody's perfect. People make bad decisions sometimes,
No.
Right.
But you know what really does help, though, is the gamer to have a better understanding of this sort of stuff, right? So when they have a better understanding, they can reach the olive branch sometimes. And when they say, hey, I want this game, and they can express it, and they have an understanding, and Microsoft say, or Sony says, hey, you know what, these people do have an understanding of what's really going on. They really do want this game. Maybe it's worth putting the extra risk, and let's double down on the gamer, right? Those sort of understandings from you guys, instead of more reactionary type responses, it's going to get the games that you guys want to get. That's going to make more of those sort of things happen. So, I encourage just people to do their little bit more due diligence in their homework, and not just go after or hate one company or another. Just have a better understanding of what's going on.
Nice. Well said, man. And on that note, guys, we do got to start winding down here. Our community is filled with a bunch of gamers that definitely want to get the controllers in their hands. It is the weekend. We can't end the show without getting the plugs in. So, I'm going to start with the man who found our back door wide open, Mr. Newcomb. Dude, it was an absolute pleasure. I don't know if you know this, man, but the next podcast episode where you were a special guest the first time is one of our highest viewed episodes to date, man. And like,
it's still getting views. People love the new.
The community loves you, man. So why don't you let them know, where you are, how they can get a hold of you, man. If you check out Next Podcast on a daily basis, you know the deal.
I know the deal. Well, guys, yeah, sorry to have to sneak through the back door, but the invitation was there. It was just too good to pass up. It's not very often that I get to come and join you talented, sexy people over the next podcast, and it's always a ton of fun chatting games any day of the week. But yeah, so fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And, for me, man, to this point in time, I'm still kind of in shock with sort of how far I've come in a very limited amount of time just within the community. And I can't say enough good stuff about our community. There's so many great people that I see in all the podcast chats on a day in and day out basis. And there's a lot of people that watch too after the shows are done. So thank you to everybody that tunes in and watches this podcast and the various other podcasts that many of us are on. So, as far as what I got going on, man, it's backlog business, just like the backdoor business, backlog business, trying to catch up, get through the old, Mass Effect Andromeda, tried to pick up playing The Witcher 3 again the other day, some of those single player games, and want to get some more great rounds of multiplayer in too, man. Halo 5, we're overdue for some games on that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'll let you take it back over again. Thanks for having me along here.
And I did get your message. You're like, whenever we're playing Halo 5, if you're on, dude, you are definitely invited, man. You don't even have to get an invitation. If you see me playing Halo 5 in a party, just jump on in and we'll get you on the fire team and we'll go from there, dude. No problem.
Wicked.
Now, next on the list, the first lady of the next podcast. It was an absolute blast to have you on, not via cell phone from that cookie peddling central, but actually, on your mic and everything like that. I hope you fixed any of those little messes that I might have created from the chat. I really do appreciate that as well. Why don't you let people know, what you're doing in terms of CCC and where they can get a hold of you. You know the deal.
I know the deal. Well, first, I want to say congrats to everybody who won something today. It's been super fun. Babysitting the chat, sending codes, and going back and forth. And, we're dealing with some YouTube lag bullshit. So good luck with that. But you guys have been awesome. And a huge thank you to Delirium Blades, a.k.a. Brian Baker. He hooked me up with that Harley Quinn jacket I had in my wish list for my birthday. So that was awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Yeah, he sent it to me. And I wasn't even notified that anybody bought anything off my wish list. So I'm really excited. I do really appreciate it. You are a darling. That is awesome. And then you guys can find me obviously on YouTube. Oh Snap, It's Mel. And then everybody says Oh Snap, It's me. It's not me. It's Oh Snap, It's Mel. I'm gonna try to fix that. You can find me on Twitter at GirlsCanGame22. And tonight we're doing community. We'll have a streaming chair come in Tuesday. And then I will have a green screen and some YouTube lighting, and it's gonna be amazing. I had a lot to say.
Well,
her stream chair is going to be a fitness ball.
Yeah. No, me and fitness balls don't get along.
Fitness orb.
Yeah, there you go.
Orb.
Definitely check out Crossfire from yesterday. If you didn't, I was on there, and I made the show spectacular. Just saying.
It was the best show. I'm trying to do
the best episode ever. Don't tell Mooch I said that.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man.
But it was. He'll admit it. Anyway, thank you for having me. It's been fun and it's been crazy and awesome.
Well, yeah, you definitely, you're a part of the next podcast family. You know that. You're a part of the panel. And whenever, you're not peddling those cookies, this is...
I don't peddle the cookies. I burn them. What's wrong with you?
I seen the amount of butter in those cookies too, by the way. Oh my goodness! But
I just burn them.
All right,
they're delicious.
Yo, Mega, I hope you have that scroll ready of all your appearances and where people can find you, man. Because I'm asking you now. Could you please read that off for us?
Oh man, okay. Big shout out to Intro Media Gaming.
Dude, you're supposed to say that to the end, man. No, I'm just...
Yeah,
started with that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm starting at that. So I'm on point. So I haven't had enough of the adult beverage to lose my shit. So anyway, shout out to Intro Media Gaming, to BGST, to the next podcast, to GRG. You know what I'm saying, and to that crazy ass, deceiving ass podcast, the multiplayer that wants to get everybody triggered. You know what I'm saying? So you need to do something about that. But Yeah. Hey man, congratulations, man. We got through our 50th episode, man. It's fucking awesome. And I do want to say one thing. Last night's GRG episode was probably our most epic, just for the mere fact that who we had on. We had Jabari, we had Porter Rock, we had Triple Cup Chuck. His name is so fucking hard for me. And man, and just to have those diehard PlayStation guys on there, and then us, you know what I'm saying, being Xbox guys, and it was common sense. It wasn't no bullshit. And I had Zaire on there for a little while too.
I was gonna say, man, you were forgetting somebody.
Well, he bounced out, man. He bounced out. He told me something that I'm gonna blackmail his ass. He texted me something, and I'm gonna hold it to him. I'll tell it when we start BGST tomorrow, man. That was so funny when he sent me. It was funny as hell. Yeah, but I'm gonna use that against him. But yeah, it was just it's just adult. And even though having Livewire in there, as I call him, our Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? Because he'll say any damn thing. It was cool, and that's how podcasts is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, something with common sense, and then even if you don't agree, you still they give that other person on the panel the respect due. So that's what I'm aiming for.
That episode is on your channel. That's the GRG is going to be on your channel for a while now, right?
It's going to be there until the GRG YouTube channel gets to 1,000,000, and you know, so yeah, check that out. You know what I'm saying, and if All Day would stop eating things and make a video, we might could get some more content. You know, Fonzarelli he was under the weather, so he's always making content. So he's always doing his thing, and Delilah, Livewire. And then you have Lady Infamous, and then of course the Don's supposed to be doing something with Happy Little Polygons. Xbox, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't know. So anyway, regardless, man.
Dude, I saw everybody that was in the show yesterday. I was like, man, he doesn't even need me right now. Like it comes to a certain point in the show where you have so many people that it's just gonna get drowned. And I was like, you know, I was planning on it. Then I heard Z and all that good stuff. I was like, man, I'm just gonna kind of back away. I don't want to go in and mess that up. So that's what I did.
Well, you already was doing Crossfire anyway, so you know you can't be doubling up. You know what I'm saying? Snaps ain't gonna allow you to do that shit. So anyway,
wait, what happened?
Nothing. Just keep making your cookies. So you know. So anyway, man, yeah, it's been awesome, man. You know, and can't wait for next week, man. The moment of truth is going to be there. And my last point is that I'm finally going to have my game room. I cannot freaking wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have my game room set up, well, partially set up, but it's going to be there, man. I'm going to have my weight bench, all that shit. I'm going to be ready, man. I can't wait.
You don't use weights.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. I lift grown men every day at work.
He's gonna use that weight bench. He's gonna use that weight bench to hang his t-shirts, man. We all know this, yo.
Yeah. Pretty much. It might just or cupcakes, one or the other. But no, man.
Megan's never gonna use that thing. He's gonna wear muscle shirts.
You crazy. I can't wait to start because I actually want to get back into lifting again. But I'm excited to have that space and have my own little area like that to you know, and then show off, because all my collections that I've been building up, it'll show that as well. So I'll definitely show it when I get it all hooked up, but it'll be up in time for E3. So I'm excited, man. So
nice.
Yeah. And thanks, Nuke, for coming on, man, for real. And good to see you.
Man.
Yeah. So. All right, I'm done. The scroll's up. Put it up.
Yo, roll it back up until next week, man.
Yes.
Yo, Don, why don't you let everybody know any little projects you're doing, how they can get a hold of you on social media, man.
Oh, and Don's in the way. I didn't know that. Anyway, let's keep going. All right. See, you know, it started when I was a little child, with the gleam in my mama's eyes.
Damn.
All right, go ahead, Don. He's muted, yeah.
I'm like, wait for it. Okay, well, first things first, the best way to get a hold of me is via Twitter. There's a link below. Xbot makes sure to do that, so it's nice and easy. Next Saturday, me and Kate Mega are going to have the Tekken tournament basically the most wins in 2 hours takes all, and then Kingmaker's going to have to start admitting that Dead or Alive is a better fighter than Tekken. And I will be on GRG next week, and I was going to ask Kingmaker when we're going to do the Dev and the Gamer again, but don't unmute him. Just leave him where
he's
at.
unmuted
Cool.
right now. Yeah, I see.
Anyway,
I couldn't keep my brother muted for too long, man.
Yes, I looked and said, "What? Me? Hey, Mega muted?" No, but anyway,
You just got gagged.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah. Whenever you want to do it, Don. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
You want to do it tonight?
We can do it tonight.
All right. What time?
Confident, man.
Look
for the audience.
Community combat.
Okay, after community combat.
Okay. All right. You text me at the end.
So after community combat.
All right.
Okay.
You guys can do whatever you want.
Or I'll be on Xbox Live. Just tell me in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine because we need to work on talking about some topics.
All right.
So.
Okay,
Check
for sure.
this out.
Xbox like shut the fuck up. Let's go.
We can talk about that behind the scenes, but right now, man, we gotta let the people do what they gotta do for the weekend, and that is get into some games. We do have community combat that's going on with Oh Snap It's Mel, aka Oh Snap Suckers. If you're not following her on Xbox Live, definitely do so. If you can't find her, you can always find me on Xbox Live, which is Xbox448, and we will get you into the party, we'll get you into the room, and we will have a good time killing each other. But guys,
I'm getting antsy. I'm sorry.
No doubt. I just want to let the community know, everybody who checks out the show live and everybody who checks out the show, after the fact, you guys are the reason why we do this. If it wasn't for you, we would not be here trying to give you the best show that we possibly can. I really feel this is a true gamer show because not only do you get the gaming news and opinions about games, but we have gameplay rolling for you to check out while we're talking, and I believe that is kind of like a gamer's niche right there. Thank you guys for all your support. It is the weekend, and as I always say at the end of every show, we will check you out next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, guys.
Oh, it was a twinkle in my mom's eye so far ago, and I mean.